is the moment BrahjCast fans listening around the world have been waiting for. Live from the BrahjCast studios in Mazomanie, Wisconsin, it's time! 1 hour of mind-blowing conversation for the podcasting championship of the world. Introducing first, casting out of his office corner, he is a Jiu-Jitsu Grandmaster and a black belt at Knowledge Bomb University, boasting a perfect podcasting record of 420 wins with 0 losses. He stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 180.5 pounds, fighting at a Mazomanie, Wisconsin, introducing the reigning, defending, podcasting champion of the world, the BrahjCast very own Christopher Michael Carowitz.
Bleep that all out. What's up, everybody? It's Chris from the BrahjCast, and I am here with my boys. We are here for a WrestleMania 35 pre-show because we all know that the pre-show they put up is garbage AF. And when I say I'm here with my boys, I'm here with my boy, It Come Up for Egg. It Come Up for Egg. Say what's up to the millions.
Well, hey, everybody.
Boom. Right on cue. And as always, with me is my boy. As always, like you're my sidekick. What am I doing, boys? Anyway, you know him. He's the man, the myth, the legend, Victor Negron. Say what's up to the millions.
I still don't have a cool intro.
Fuck. Insert cool intro here. WrestleMania 35 is upon us. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts right now on the current storylines and the buildup that we got going into. Me and all of us here have seen many WrestleManias, so I want to start out with Egg over there. I want to see or hear what your thoughts are on this year's show.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm such a nerd. I've never missed a WrestleMania. I've seen all of them. I think so far with the hype and the matches they've announced, I'm expecting this to be kind of a mid-range one, not one of the bad shows, maybe not one of the very best, hopefully more towards the latter. I feel like it's a little bit lazy storytelling. Seems like in years past, a month or 2 months before WrestleMania, you know what the matches are, you know what you're excited for. It seems like we're a week or 2 or 3 away, and we're just now, mentioning new matches, throwing things together, throwing guys together that fight on Raw every week. I'm excited for it. WrestleMania is like sex. Bad sex is still pretty great. A bad WrestleMania is still pretty great. But I'm kind of midway looking forward to it.
I couldn't agree more. What are your thoughts about it, Victor?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Egg. I thought I was going to be like the heel on this podcast, but I'm like not really excited about it at all. But it's WrestleMania, so there's always at least a little bit of anticipation because, if they're going to do anything big, you figure they're going to do it this time of year. So like Egg, I always watch it. I missed like the first 9 because I didn't have cable early on, but from 10 on, I watched them, and I used to rent all the videotapes on all the old ones. So I've seen them all too, and no matter what, even if I miss a lot of pay-per-views throughout the year, I always watch Mania.
I agree. Again, I couldn't agree more. I'm agreeing with all you guys. It's definitely on Egg's points. The lazy storytelling everybody's been talking about that. You see it in comments everywhere, on every video. It's I don't even know what to say about it. It's hard to talk about cool matches and cool build-ups when there really isn't anything going on. I mean, the main event is cool that it's the first ever, women's headliner.
Well, yeah, if I can jump in here for a minute.
For sure.
No, I think, I was looking at the match card today because I had told you I didn't know a lot of the matches.
Mm-hmm.
And so Egg had sent me some of the matches. And I think as far as, having good matches, they have some good matchups. You're going to see, a lot of flips and reversals and 10 kickouts out of 10 finishers and all that bullshit. But so I feel like the match quality is going to be decent. But what I look for in WrestleMania, I don't know if everybody's like this, I'm not really looking for match quality out of WrestleMania. What I want from Mania is I want those epic moments that you're going to remember a decade from now. Look back to I'm going way back here, but WrestleMania 3, Andre versus Hogan.
Yep.
That match was garbage. You go back and watch that match.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't anything great, but nobody remembers. Nobody cares about that. Everybody remembers that epic moment when Hogan slammed Andre.
Yep.
And so that's what I want. I want those memories that stick with you forever. And I feel like the past few years, they've done a really poor job of giving you those kind of memories.
I agree. And someone who's really lost their we'll segue right into the Battle Royale, the Women's Battle Royale, which is going to be the first match in Mania. And one of the big names in there, which is crazy to me, is Asuka. And she just lost her championship. So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on SmackDown. Out of nowhere, all of a sudden Asuka's in a match with Charlotte Flair and she loses. And so now Asuka all of a sudden as the champion goes, what are we, a week? By the time this airs, about a week before Mania, she goes from a potential high on the card match to the first one in the women's.
Well, she didn't even have a match, so that was weird.
Yeah.
And that's true too. I mean, that's just, again, that solidifies the lazy storytelling. But I think the storyline is hard to is hard to build around Asuka because she can't fucking talk. Well, she has no mic skills,
But that didn't matter in NXT. In NXT, I thought she was going to be one of the top women ever, and now she's just mediocre.
I agree. What are your thoughts on that, Egg, on Asuka's fall this close to WrestleMania?
I think I'm with most people. I feel like Asuka is one of the best women they have. She can go. She can go with anybody, and she can make anybody look good. But there's a lot of casualties towards the road to WrestleMania. Look how quick Gallows and Anderson got jobbed out in that New Day
Well, they've been getting jobbed out for 2 years now. So.
Very true. But it was Asuka, look how far she's fallen. From being undefeatable, untouchable. She was like the Goldberg of NXT.
Exactly.
Yeah, she can't really cut a promo. Every time I'm watching wrestling, my wife just kind of puts up with it. But when freaking Asuka starts talking, she's like, "Can you shut this shit off, please?" Okay.
Yeah, it was really surprising to me, and I think surprised everybody in the WWE universe because it's weird that, again, there was no SmackDown Women's Championship match on the biggest card of the year, and then they put it on somebody who's going to be in the main event, so that just makes that fucking weird.
I got to ask you guys this, because I don't know this.
What's up?
Now that both titles are in the main event, are both titles up for grabs or just the Raw one?
Yeah, it's still being listed as the Raw Championship only because I'm telling you, boys, it's Raw. It's Ronda's belt to lose.
So here's the thing, on whatever SmackDown, the moment Charlotte came out, did her little entrance thing, where she turns around and shows her balls to the camera and backflip and stuff, and then Asuka came out, I immediately knew Asuka was losing her title.
Dude,
immediately.
Did you see it in the body language or something, or what are you thinking?
No, just watching WWE for as long as I have, you could tell. You could tell
same
that
here.
Of the three women going into the triple threat, Charlotte had the least amount of heat. She was the one everyone's expecting to take the pin and to lose. So seeing her come out and then seeing it go for the title, I was like, yep, this is going to raise her legitimacy. Spoiler alert, everyone's talking about the end scene of WrestleMania should be the Boss and Hug girls holding up their tag team titles. Flair holding up her SmackDown title, and Becky Lynch holding up her newly won Raw title.
There you
go.
go.
Got the 4 horsewomen doing their photo shoot.
Ooh.
They got all the belts. Then you can build on the 4 horsewomen of MMA versus the 4 horsewomen of WWE and shit like that. But it was too orchestrated. I know the shit's fake, but when you can see it coming a mile away,
that sounds corny enough that they might actually do it.
Exactly right. I was like, damn, it might just work. You know what I noticed right when Charlotte came out is ever since she's turned turned heel or whatever, went kind of heelish. She's been wearing dark clothes, dark makeup, looking like more dark. When she came out on Thursday, she was wearing a white robe, and I was like, man, she's looking like that's different, because these last couple of weeks I've been noticing her in all these dark colors because she's the heel. And when she came out in white, I was like, no, they wouldn't give her the title. But anybody that's on the road to WrestleMania doesn't lose. You win on your trajectory. You don't lose. So it was like, well, it makes sense because old girl doesn't have a match yet. And then they had a good match, real good match.
It was a good match.
Man, Charlotte hits that fucking move off the top rope a lot. I forget what the super name for it is, but it's awesome. That backflip.
But that goes exactly with what I'm saying. Like, they have a lot of really good wrestlers right now. They have a lot of great matches, but the storytelling just makes you not care about anything going on.
Agreed. And I want to get into more of the storytelling when we get oh shit, can we even get to Aleister Black? Do they even have a match tonight, boy? Or on
I don't see him on my list here, so no.
From what I heard, the pre-show should be Aleister Black and Ricochet versus the freaking Revival for the titles, because they both beat them non-title already. And
yeah,
I don't know, probably the 2 hot NXT singles guys I would predict to win the tag team titles, because WWE don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Let me get your guys' thoughts on that subject right there, because I feel like you guys know Black and Ricochet a little bit more than I do from their NXT days. Were they solo acts, obviously, in NXT?
They were great solo acts.
They seem like they would be. They each have their own individual entrance. It's all perfect and shit. But me being
this
new
whole
to
tag
them,
team thing they're doing with them, it's one of those things that just
you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, leads you to ask, who books this shit? Like,
yeah,
it's like a way to
that can clearly be like main event stars. Well, maybe not in WWE, but both these guys were doing great in NXT as singles, and some genius decided to put them in a tag team. I don't get it.
Right. And it's like, is it because you want to, is it an airtime thing, as far as getting their names? I mean, they're on both shows practically, but if you put them in tag teams,
they can't even book the tag teams that they have. So why would you take your 2 best singles coming up and put
agreed.
them in a tag team? It makes no sense.
And they don't make sense as a team. Like, I'm new to these 2 guys, so I'm like, what do they have in common as a tag team? And it's like
tattoos,
but since I've watched them, unfortunately, since I've only seen them in tag team action, you're restricted to like the kinds of matches you can like have. And I feel like I've seen the exact same fucking match every time.
Even the way they debuted him was garbage. Like,
man,
Aleister Black should have come up like in the middle of somebody's interview, just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, for sure.
That entrance he has with that music, he could have really made a big impact, like just surprising somebody. But they just brought him up, like they said, oh, here tonight, Aleister Black and whoever coming up. They just brought up a bunch of people at once and announced it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Spoiling their own shit.
Cutting promos as a tag team, and that's different than cutting a promo as a solo guy, because you're like, we are this, we are that, when this is your time to be like, it's me, I'm here, raw, but you got to be all like, it's us. I don't know. It was really
the way I feel about the NXT guys. If they don't have like a 4 or 5 month plan already in place for them, don't even call them up yet.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Because NXT fans, they're doing just fine down there, man. I love that shit. I love how when the NXT boys get in there, the whole crowd starts chanting. The hardcores start chanting NXT. I love that shit.
But yeah, we're spending a lot of time on this. What's the next match?
For sure. Well, shit, I mean, before we get past the Women's Battle Royal, I needed to get my boys' thoughts and opinion. The Riot Squad is part of the Women's Battle Royal, and nobody is a bigger fan of the Riot Squad. And one,
Sarah Logan going out first.
Sarah Logan, we got a prediction right off the bat.
That's my future ex-wife.
What is it about Sarah Logan? First of all, again, tell me who she's married to in real life. What wrestler?
You know the War Raiders, or the War? They used to be called the War Machine. Now they're the War Raiders.
No, I don't know who they are. They NXT.
The lesser fat guy, the guy who's covered in tattoos.
Yeah, don't worry, Chris. Chris, it's just another team that they're going to ruin anyway, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't bother.
But they got this. What they got this other tag team, this Otis and whatever. What the fuck is that? They're spending that valuable TV time on like picking on Otis because he's dumb or some shit. Like, I was like, what the fuck, man? I don't know, but you're right. Here we go. So, Women's Battle Royale's done. Any predictions for a winner out of names like this, boys? I'm going to ask you winners, but here's the names of some people: Asuka, Carmella, Naomi, Lana, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Nikki Cross, Dana Brooke, Mickie James, Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, amongst others. It come off an egg. Who's your prediction to win the Women's Battle Royal?
Well, while Mickie James is my single favorite female wrestler of all time, I think they should give a nice, heartfelt apology to Asuka and let her win it.
I think she will too. What a difference winning the Battle Royal, the real one, to winning this women's battle, or no, winning the Royal Rumble to winning the Women's Battle Royal. What about you, Vic? Who do you think wins the Women's Battle Royal before we move on?
So it's who I think will win, not who I want to win, right?
Or both. Fuck it. It's your world.
I'm just stalling here because I don't know. But I think maybe like somebody like Mandy Rose, because I think they really love Mandy Rose for some reason.
I think so. Well, there's a couple of reasons that are pretty evident.
Like Asuka would be cool, like Egg said, like to kind of prop her back up, but I'm more likely to see if somebody like Mandy Rose.
Yeah, my original thought was a Mandy Rose or a Ruby Riott. I felt like Ruby was getting a push, but then she ran into Ronda and nothing really happened. But you could see Ruby got a tan all of a sudden. She was doing her hair different. Well, no, it's gone now. It's as white as my computer desktop is right now. But
I didn't think that was a tan. I thought she just hammered bruises into her legs.
She probably just did that and hung herself at night and shit, bruised her shit all up. So a veteran like that I can see, but Mandy Rose, I could see them.
Yeah, Ruby Riott if we were booking it, but don't forget, we're not booking it.
For sure. So Mandy Rose
I'm thinking the way they're thinking.
Yeah, she's the hottest
Mandy
one.
Rose,
She can push her. Team Fire and Desire, which I don't get that. They're weird. Whatever. We're gonna go on to that.
Yeah, we spent too much time on a match that doesn't matter anyway.
Look at you, worried about time. You got to go to bed on Saturday.
I want to get to the good matches. Let's not waste some time.
Oh, so all right. Here comes one of the top ones. We're talking about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale.
Another waste of time.
Wasted time because the first three. Yes.
I told you guys, I'm going heel tonight.
The first three entrants listed are Braun Strowman, who obviously is going to win it, and then Michael Che, Colin Jost. Jesus. Victor, the heel of tonight's podcast. What do you think about the Strowman, Che, Colin Jost thing they got going on?
Well, by the way they're booking shit, they'll probably have the SNL guys eliminate Braun Strowman.
Exactly. Something stupid like that, right? What do you think about it, Egg?
Who else did you say was in it?
I don't know who else has been announced.
A quick list of names besides those three: Andrade, Apollo Crews, Titus, beautiful Titus O'Neil, Jinder Mahal, No Way Jose, Curtis Axel, Bo Dallas, Luke Gallows. Pretty much the entire roster that isn't going to
Rob Gronkowski.
Exactly, right. Somebody's got to have a WrestleMania moment in one of these types of matches. Both the Hardy Boys are also listed in there, boys. So those are some contenders.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Wow, They really grabbed the mid-card and set everybody on board for this one.
Yeah, if you want some WrestleMania time, here it is. Ali's on there.
Hey, one quick thing, Chris. A couple of things. I know we've kind of passed these matches, but things I wanted to say is my love for Sarah Logan aside, Ruby Riott is clearly the best wrestler on the Riott Squad.
Yes.
And if you didn't know anything about Ricochet and Aleister Black, I mean, Aleister Black's gimmick, for lack of a better term, is he's a Satan worshiper. He's into the dark. He worships Satan.
You don't
and
understand.
So the fact that he'd be in a tag team with anybody
is
crazy.
Yes.
The fact that he's in a tag team with a baby face from Paducah, Kentucky, who likes to do flips,
right,
is just way out of line. And speaking of turning heel, remember when Brahj turned heel on Baseball Collector?
Oh, had to bring that up right away.
All right, this is where I take a bathroom break.
Oh man, I fucking snapped that day. I do have to apologize, and I should clear the air.
Oh, stop it. We're just stirring pot.
No,
I'm the only one who looks back at the time of all the YouTube hate, and I'm like, man, shit was entertaining for a few days.
It was fun, man. Everybody was
cutting
videos. People were going off on
everybody
each other.
was actually
like,
saying,
stop the hate. Just love each other. It's like, no, this is the best the shit's been in a long time.
Right?
Come on, this is entertainment.
I couldn't agree more, man. That was the realest I think all of us really have been in a while. But all kidding aside, he did reach out to me, not, and not saying like he had to or anything, but he did reach out to me and just was like, hey, man, listen to your podcast and I thought it was great. But, hey, I obviously heard the part where you were a little coarse with me and what went down, and he kind of just explained it, said he basically that I took it the wrong way, and then he meant nothing by it and everything, and obviously that he just and hope we can just put that past us and everything, and I replied, I appreciate that and everything, and I think that whole thing was buried, but I had the opportunity to fucking edit all of that out, but in the honor of the BrahjCast and keeping it all real, I left that all in. And I was really worried about backlash I would get from it, but I actually didn't get any, so that was awesome.
Yeah, last time I looked, you had like no thumbs down.
Right, no thumbs down.
Told me to kick his fucking ass.
No, but like you were saying, I think people like that kind of stuff. Like, if you have something wrong with somebody, just air it out like that. I think people kind of enjoy that.
I think I was just bitter that day, and then all of a sudden I saw somebody just treating my brand. I take pride in what I do here, and I've said the word BrahjCast 10 billion times. I think he would know how to say it, and just the way he looked at the camera, I think I just took it the wrong way. It was a perfect storm, and I was pissed off for quite a few months.
I know how to say it. I just don't know how to spell it.
Oh yeah, I hear you. I should have just picked Chris's baseball cards. That would have been fucking easier, but got to stand out in amongst the millions. And speaking of millions, let's jump into the Cruiserweight Championship where the millions watch. Tell me, guys, who the fuck is Buddy Murphy or Tony Nese?
Cruiserweight still exists?
Yeah.
Right.
I thought that that left with Chris Jericho. I have no fucking clue.
No, in all seriousness, when they first had the Cruiserweight tournament the first time, that was really good. If you haven't seen that, go check it out on the network.
For sure.
I had high expectations for that title when they debuted it. But again, it's just another one of those things that they just put very little effort into. Like, the matches are good, but again, like, they don't make you care about it at all.
Yeah. What do you think about them, Egg?
I think there's just so much out there,
Yes.
I totally agree. The Cruiserweight Classic was awesome, and it shined a light on a bunch of dudes who deserve it, and made us know their names and stuff like that. And then after WWE just signed like 6 or 8 of them and made them a division, now you can kind of sometimes afford to miss those.
Yeah.
Or you're going to miss NXT to watch that, or you'll miss NXT UK to watch that. There's not enough hours in the day for me to watch 205 Live, unfortunately.
That's true, but also
me being a nerd, Buddy Murphy is Alexa Bliss's husband.
Really?
And the other one, Tony Nese, I just know him. He's got a lot of ass.
I love it. I love it.
I didn't even know Tony Nese was still with the company. I thought he was in the independents again. That's how much I've been following.
I don't even know who the fuck Tony Nese
He was a TNA guy for a minute.
But no, what I'm saying about it is like, even if like you said, there's a lot of stuff to watch now. But if they made you care about it, you'd find a way to watch it.
That's true.
But it's just like I don't.
And not
care
for nothing, Enzo made me care about it.
Yes, that's what I was waiting to get in right there. Keep going.
Enzo is a whole nother hour conversation.
For sure, but I don't know much about Enzo. But when I tuned in and saw him and he did his little fucking stutter step, that chicken thing looking motherfucking movie does, I lost it. I lost it immediately, almost like a spit out your drink type moment because I had never seen that before or anything. And here comes this gangster certified OG, and then he hit that thing. Oh boy, I was like, he has something right there. That's
well, you would have loved Enzo and Cass. That's when they were really good.
For sure. That's showmanship. That's a good heel. He can go out there and just take an ass whooping and then sneak out that win in the last 2 seconds. Yep. That's a good.
You need a cowardly heel
that, yes, that you can hate.
Barely squeaks out.
Yep. Yep. Make your baby face look good for 9 minutes and 59 seconds.
I think the problem with him was they hated him for real.
Right. It must have been something like that because he apparently, is kind of an asshole outside of the whole gig. But I don't know. That's the last cruiserweight I knew from this kind of era within the last couple of years. And again, you can even watch like a 205 live highlight show, and I ain't got time for that shit. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, unfortunately, the BrahjCast, we ain't got no more time for that shit, too. And it sounds like Victor.
We didn't even make predictions on that one.
Oh, shit. There we go. I don't even know who they are. So, I will go ahead and say that Buddy retains his. What about you, Victor?
Yeah, I'll say the same.
Woo! What about you, Egg?
Yeah, fuck I care. Let him keep his title.
Fucking hey, who cares?
He gets to sleep with Alexa Bliss, so he's going home a winner no matter what.
Gangster. What a gangster. I legitimately thought she was – I knew she was with the wrestler, and I thought it was with Braun Strowman.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe she's with all of them.
She probably is. Passed around. That's how you get a moment of bliss. How you can carve out like
she looks like one of Braun's thighs. How would that work out?
Is she hurt?
She was dating one of the announcers too, I think.
She would be. That's fucking hilarious. She would be. Oh shit! I know, right? Could you imagine Alexa and Braun? That would be a fucking. Dude, yeah, she can't wrestle no more because she fucking was split in half.
Yeah, I don't think she'd be with us anymore.
Oh boy! So let's move on to the next match, and this could be a tearjerker, boys. Maybe not as much because it doesn't have two legends, but we're talking about Kurt Angle's farewell match against Baron Corbin. I'll let you start it off, Egg. What do you think about that match and the whole build-up with that?
I don't think that match is going to happen. My personal prediction and other, wrestling dirt sheets and stuff have kind of hinted at this too.
Okay.
John Cena doesn't have a match yet.
Ooh.
And John Cena was, or Kurt Angle was John Cena's very first match televised on WWE.
WrestleMania.
So something happens that worthless, make me want to change the channel. Baron Corbin, you'll get knocked out, get beaten up, whatever. And then Angle stands there, well, who am I going to face? Who am I going to face? Ruthless aggression. Do the whole thing again,
I like that fucking storyline way better than what's going on right now. What are your thoughts about it, Vic?
Yeah, first off, thanks for the spoilers, Egg.
Yeah, you don't have to watch anymore. Oh, shit.
No, but actually that would be better because Baron Corbin, another guy I used to like in NXT, and what is he now? He looks like a waiter.
And like a bad waiter, like some, some hipster bar.
So, yeah, I'd take just about anybody else against Kurt Angle at this point.
Yeah. Well, he's one of those guys that has that X-Pac heat. It makes you want to change the channel heat. You don't want to see him get his ass kicked. You just want to see him go away.
I have to disagree, boys. I actually kind of like Baron Corbin.
You like him now?
Oh, yeah, I like him now.
Pretty lonely in that Baron Corbin
I know, right?
club.
Just the other day, he came out for a match, and the first thing he did was look at this kid as he's walking down and just, put his hand out and was like, fuck you.
Well, yeah, I will say this. If he beats Kurt Angle, Kurt Angle in his last match, that's going to give him some amazing heat.
For sure. That's for sure. But we know Kurt. Well, I don't know. Rick lost in his last match, so
Yeah, that's like a wrestling thing. You lose your last match.
For sure. I like Egg's setup a lot better because we need some WrestleMania moments in this card. We need some super fucking surprises.
Corbin won Money in the Bank. It did nothing for him. Corbin won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. It did nothing for him.
True.
You can let him beat Kurt Angle, and it'll still do nothing for him.
True. I got to say, too, man, Kurt Angle's looking like shit in the ring, boys. What do you think?
Looking it's like watching
soggy.
Iceman fight, you know?
And listen, we're talking about like one of my top 5 favorites of all time.
Absolutely.
It's painful to watch the way he's looked lately. Like,
man,
just end it. Just please end it.
Walking out there fucking like all bent in these weird angles and these soft ass shoes he's wearing, these geriatric fucking pillows or yeah, we just got to end it, boys. I don't want him to ride it out like Kurt or like Rick into his 70s and shit. Rick could still walk around.
Like internet video? You ever see that internet video where there's like some like dead caribou or something, and there's like a big cat like eating at it, and then it like pops it and it squirts up? No.
Oh yes, I have seen it. Blew up all its insides that were blown up. Yeah.
Anytime Kurt Angle gets hit in the belly, I'm just ready for that to happen.
I know, man.
And yeah, Angle is in my top 3 favorite wrestlers of all time.
For sure.
It is seriously sad.
Sure.
It's sad to watch.
Limited mobility, the Angle slam, he can barely hit. I mean, it's 90% the other guy.
I actually got to see him live one time against RVD, and
that's cool.
This match, the crowd was going crazy. I want to remember him like that.
Back in the milk days where he come out chugging milk, you know, I mean, he had all sorts of characters, all sorts of man. So he had he had a great run, yeah. And I don't want to see him. I want to see him go out like you're supposed to in WrestleMania. Apparently losing, you know, to a good fucking match. And I think you guys are right. Baron Corbin stylistically probably isn't going to be like having an epic match with him. So maybe Cena him could get the crowd going and shit like that. And speaking of crowd, oh shit, I keep wanting to segue right into the next one, but let's get some predictions. Let's just go ahead and assume it's Kurt Angle versus somebody else than Baron Corbin. Let's say John Cena. Let's say the BrahjCast fucking broke it first. What do you guys think, Victor, Kurt Angle, or John Cena?
Like I said, when you're a wrestler going out, you go out on your back. So whoever he faces, he's losing. Going
out on a shield, so he's taking the opponent. Do you agree or disagree with that, Egg?
Totally agree. He squeaked out a victory over Cena in Cena's debut. Cena will squeak out a victory on him. He'll make him look good.
I think so, and they'll have a little crying moment in the minute, the old "I love you" type shit, and
yeah,
you deserve it. Get the chance going and shit.
I'm still pissed off that these mindless fans still chant "You suck" along with the music. That's so terrible.
I'm glad he said that because that bothers me too.
They should have dropped it.
There you go.
He has said that he likes it, but I don't like
it. No. Yeah,
I mean, they did it at his Hall of Fame thing. They did it, didn't they? Didn't they chant it at his Hall of Fame? I mean, and those were his peers, along with some.
Well, but there was a time back when he could go that he was a bad guy, and the fans were chanting "You suck."
Yes,
you suck, and it was fine. Then when he turned good, they switched his music around a little bit, so it just had the dun 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 dun. Start over.
Oh,
so there's no point to say "you suck." Then when they brought him back after he was in TNA, they gave him his old "You suck" music back.
Just fucking ushered it right back in, and everybody took over from there. That's for sure. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, he's got other music that you can't sing "You suck" to, and WWE used to play it when he was a good guy.
Well, you know, man, it's all about fan interaction. That's what that show is. It's a live interactive show.
One quick thing. My whole life, growing up, I wanted to be a pro wrestler. It's the only thing I wanted to be.
Yes.
It ran my fucking life, man. It was all I thought about. I ate it, breathe it, bleed it, whatever. And But then, now I realize you read all the wrestlers' autobiographies and you see the shit that they go through. And you realize, like, man, this is one of the worst industries in the world.
Right.
Where even if you make it to the tippy top, they'll still bring you back and humiliate you and pull your pants down and fuck you like Ric Flair or Bret Hart or anybody. Like, even if you make it to the very top, they're still going to humiliate you. And, it's such a tough industry, man.
I agree 100%. Any thoughts on that, Vic, before we head on to the next match?
Vic's 2 matches ahead, man.
He's fucking just tapping his foot.
No, I kind of agree with that. Like, I think when you're younger, you always think like, oh man, that would be such a great life to live. But then you find out like the true behind the scenes stuff, all the troubles they go through, all the injuries that you don't even hear about, and all that type of stuff. So it's just a really tough industry. Not to mention the humiliation, like he said, because Vince loves doing that.
Which is why, like, a lot of these wrestlers are with each other. They find, it's like actors marry actors because only you can understand, what that kind of lifestyle is, and sports people. Well, I guess not that way, but wrestlers marry or are with other wrestlers because they're on the road fucking 280 or 320 days a year. We all just watch and struggle to keep up with, basically Raw and SmackDown. But these boys and girls, they're fucking wrestling 5 times a week on house shows, practicing all this other shit. And that's, that's something that I didn't really know about too when I was younger. Just that the lifestyle, it seemed glamorous. But
that's the real tough part. Is the shows that you don't see, like Raw and SmackDown. That's kind of the easy part. Like, it's all those untelevised events they have to do. There's so many of them.
For sure, man. Like AJ Styles is having a match. Becky Lynch, they're all in like Rockford, Illinois, just recently and shit. Like, just coming on through on the road to WrestleMania. Having I don't know what kind of matches. Honestly, I don't know who the fuck like AJ Styles would be wrestling in Rockford, Wisconsin, or Rockford, Illinois, but yeah, the life on the road seems pretty fucking crazy. So shacking up with another chick wrestler or something like that would be pretty sweet, probably. But moving on to the next match, it looks like it's going to be The Miz versus Shane McMahon. Falls Count Anywhere. And this is pretty much a match that came about at the end of their match in Fastlane when because the Miz and Shane were a tag team that were going for a while, and then Shane turned heel at the end of their match with Miz's father in the crowd, and it was the most awkwardest, weirdest thing going on,
So Shane turned heel. I think this is where I turned heel because this is one of those storylines where I'm like, who gives a shit? Like,
who
why
gives a shit?
I know. This is literally one of the worst storylines they've done in a while, and that's saying something. Like, 100%. I just don't get it, not even a little bit. Like, why? First of all, why is The Miz a face?
Yeah.
You got a guy who was one of the best heels they had in recent memory. And some genius back there said, you know what? This is too easy. Let's turn him into a face. Like, it just pisses me off. Move on, Chris.
Well, we can't move on until we get predictions.
The predictions are this is gonna suck.
This is gonna suck. You think Shane's gonna fly coast to coast at least?
Well, Miz's father's gonna pop up somewhere. That goofy ass looking dude.
Yeah.
What do you call him? A baked potato head?
That shit was
he had a baked potato face.
Oh my god, that was fucking
They have
hilarious.
wrestlers that they don't know how to use, and somehow Miz's dad is involved in a storyline. What the hell is this?
No shit. Miz is gonna be
7 foot tall Luke Gallows doesn't have a job at the pay-per-view.
Braun Strowman is fighting Saturday Night Live people.
I know. Braun Strowman's fighting Saturday Night Live, guys. Come on. Oh my god.
Just a quick thing about Braun Strowman, because I know you talked about it a bit in the Purple GT interview.
For sure.
Like, what are they doing with this guy? Like,
yeah.
They have such a unique talent right there. This guy, he looks in better shape than when he was with the Wyatt family.
Can I get a hell yeah, man?
He's
he
clearly
looks
dedicated to this.
fuck.
Like, what are they doing? They're wasting this guy. Like, This is like a once-a-decade type talent that they have right there, and they're doing nothing with them at all.
I agree. I
mean,
agree.
last year he's tag teaming with a kid. Are you kidding me?
Yep, I agree. Any thoughts on that, Egg, on Braun Strowman's fucking run here?
Well, okay, I guess we've been agreeing too much. I'll go ahead and
Uh-oh.
disagree right now and say I don't think Strowman's that great. He's a big guy. He's maybe this generation's warlord or barbarian or something. He can't talk. Remember how badly he embarrassed himself when he's trying to do a live interview against Brock
He's
Lesnar
no worse than Roman on the mic.
Paul Heyman. Suffering succotash? Was that what he said?
Suffering succotash. Well, Braun Strowman.
I hope you're done with those drinks, Victor. Are you still going? Or?
I got more to get.
There you go.
Me too.
There you go. Braun Strowman was on a run. Look, I'm a big fan of the Universal title, but I don't understand it.
I'm not saying make him the greatest star ever, but you got him teaming with kids and fighting non-wrestlers. Like, what are you doing?
Yes, I don't understand. Miz is the one who should be fighting Che and Michael Cole.
Yeah,
exactly. Something like that. He's a heel that should be fucking with them and all that crap. But instead, it's the SNL guy who's the heel here. Yeah, and you got a guy that can run through anybody. In my opinion, I don't understand the Universal Champion in its like that belt in its current state. We have a SmackDown champion. We should have a Raw champion, and we should have a Universal champion that's the champ of both shows. And that should be Braun. Braun can fucking go from any show he wants, and anybody can challenge for that. But get you a men's Raw champion too. And I just don't understand that. And it seemed like Braun was streamlined and projected to go to this confrontation last year. He was going to come and take Brock's fucking throne. And then all of a sudden they tag teamed him with a kid at WrestleMania. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, again, I'm not saying he's the most amazing guy ever, but he's better than some of the other guys they're pushing.
For sure. And he's a talent. He's like what you said,
and
once in a...
You would think Vince always loves these huge dudes. So you would think Vince would just push this guy to the moon. But anyway, the whole Universal title thing, we can talk about that when we get to that match because I have a few thoughts on that.
Are you running this show or am I running this show? God
well,
damn
I just made a check
it.
mark on my notes. So.
Unbelievable shit. So, prediction for you, Miz or Shane? Egg, real quick.
Give it to... It'll go to Miz because Miz is a full-time performer. Shane is part-time.
Agreed.
I think the whole bullshit with the Crown Royal thing or Royal... whatever Saudi Arabia thing was now just a vehicle to get Shane over. So I'll go with Miz.
Agreed. And I agree too. Miz, since he's the face for some reason, for sure he's going to get his
with the help of his dad.
With the help of his dad, exactly. Somewhere that stupid ass shit's going to happen. So boom, we've wiped our feet of that one. On to the next one, which looks like the women's tag team champion, the new belt this year. Before we get into the actual match, your thoughts on women's tag team championship belts, Egg?
I like it. I'm usually the guy that says we need less belts. We need less titles. I think we should unify the women's world and unify the two men's world. But I like the tag team belts. I like them since they were the jumping bomb angels in the 80s. I think it's badass. And I think you are a fool if you think any team is coming out of this match with the titles aside from Hug Boss.
For sure. What about you, Victor Negron? Thoughts on the women tag team championships?
I like the idea of it. I just don't like Bayley and Sasha because, again, I think they should be singles. I think they still haven't gotten the full potential out of either one of those, especially Sasha. Has Sasha even been heel since she got called up? She was great as a heel in NXT, and I don't think she got a real good heel run when she got called up. They're just
never did. Sasha's like the Miz. They should always be heel because I think probably in real life they're not good people. Bad people play good bad characters.
I feel like it's very similar to the thing we're talking about with Black and Ricochet as tag team. Like they should not be tag team champions. They should not even be teaming together. I feel the same way about Sasha and Bayley. They could do so much more as singles. But I like the idea of the tag team titles for the women. Just would put it on different people.
I agree. I agree with both of you. I really like the women's tag team titles. I don't really mind Banks and Bailey, I just agree that maybe at the time, like they should have it to be the inaugural to see where it's going to go when they figure out like some more tag teams to challenge. I absolutely fucking hate the name Boss and Hug Connection. Absolutely fucking hate it. Terrible. It's the Rock and Sock. It's there you go. I can get behind that more, but it's the Rock and Sock Connection. It's a legendary tag team made up of two iconic singles, right? Mind you, right there. That's one team that did happen to work of legendary singles dudes, but Boss and Hug, even Hug Boss, it's going to take some getting used to. As soon as they lose the belts, they're going to like probably go back to some singles. But anyway, let's talk about the actual. Their belts are up for grabs in what looks like a 1, 2, 3 fatal 4-way tag team match. So we got Sasha, we got Hug Boss, we've got we've got Natalya and the fucking Glamazon. Beth Phoenix is back. Going against Nia Jax and Tamina, I don't say a fucking word, Snuka, and my personal favorite's the Iconics. Has anybody heard Tamina speak before we go on? Does she speak?
I actually did, but it wasn't an actual wrestling show. It was one of those behind-the-scenes things.
So it wasn't like she's never grabbed the mic and was like, "Yo, motherfuckers, what's up? What's up? It's Tamina." Never. She just sits there and looks.
Sound like.
Right. I mean, no disrespect, but it's just fucking. She never says anything. She's got this fucking blank look on her face the whole fucking time.
Either.
True, but he fucking 5-star frog splashed. Yeah, and then went kill that lady. That's right. But he could 5-star frog splash across the fucking ring, so we let that go. She can't do shit. But anyway. Your thoughts on Glamazon coming back, Egg? What do you think about Beth Phoenix and Natalya?
Yeah, cool. Beth can still go. She's in phenomenal shape.
Yeah.
I think we said that before. They look a lot alike for some weird reason.
For sure.
Beth Phoenix and Natalya. I was going to say, I did hear Tamina speak. She actually has a kind of a low voice. I'm such a nerd. I've met most of these wrestlers.
That's awesome.
And like, she's very cool, very soft spoken, but I don't know. Doesn't really do anything for me. I do want to say I definitely think Sasha and Bailey should be separate. They're again two good singles people that shouldn't be a team. One's clearly a face, one's clearly a heel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still think they have to win for the shot at the end of the night, and because they're the most legitimate tag team in there. The Iconics are more legitimate, but they never win matches.
Yeah, they're more of the comedic fucking relief, unfortunately. And to their own, they're going to get caught up in a case of they're going to be so good at it, they're never going to be able to get out of those fucking roles, because I think they're great. They provide an awesome fucking different version of tag team a tag team. It reminds me a lot of that tag team that was big in Glow back in the day, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. They had a tag team just like that. That was the chicks played their roles were like old women. They would come out with like the cucumbers over their eyelids and their face makeup on and shit and hair up in rollers, and they would do fun, awesome moves, but they would be talking like this and blah, 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 blah. So I gravitated right away. I like what they're doing, and I like their role. And what are your thoughts on all of this, Victor? On Beth Phoenix coming back and the Iconics and the whole match itself?
Well, you guys got a preview of my thoughts on this, like in the little pre-show we did.
That's true, but the millions did not.
But yeah, like, I really don't care. Like,
for sure.
Like, if I was booking it, I'd probably give it to the Iconics because, like you guys have said, I like them as heels. But we're all pretty sure that Bailey and Sasha are going to keep it. Or you were asking about so-and-so coming back, but I'm tired of all this shit with all these old people coming back. I liked them back then, but they got plenty of people now that they can't even use. Like,
yeah,
all these other people need to stop coming back.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, it's cool. I agree. It's cool that they are coming back, but sometimes you get wrestlers in the ring sitting there with the mic or sitting there way too long waiting for the chants to start happening, and that really bugs the piss out of me. And I felt like Beth Phoenix, she did a little thing and like slammed somebody and everything and did something powerful, but her and Natalya stood in the ring and it was just silent. There was no pop there. I felt like it was almost cringe worthy. Like, oh God, you guys, you better do something, because you're looking around like, are you chanting? Are you saying, like waiting for the welcome back or the you deserve it type chant?
I mean, the fans in general now just suck. So
yeah, man. Remember, I love watching the old school WCWs and shit, man. When every fan had a sign. And, they were so fucking into it. It was fucking crazy back then.
Like, to me, it seems like a lot of the fans now, like, programmed. Like, they repeat these same chants over and over again. It gets boring. Like,
and to their defense, I'm pretty convinced that all those chants are piped in anyway, just to get them started. They're just plugged into the fucking speakers until the people just start going with it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I could be wrong on that.
Daniel
but
Bryan likes to say the fans are fickle.
Yeah.
Fickle.
The new Daniel Bryan. All right, so we're all in agreement. Sasha and Bayley, they're going to walk away. It's going to be about 20 minutes of this fucking 7-hour show that we could all probably...
Botching. So much botching in that
so
match.
Much
Hopefully it won't be 20 minutes.
Botchamania. Ugh.
Sasha Banks might end someone's career. She might break her own neck.
Right.
Doing some double backflip she has no business doing.
All right, so on to some of the fucking better matches of the night.
Yes, let's go.
On to the better.
Lashley versus Finn Balor?
Like, we could start right there. Let's do that. We're jumping over one, but let's start with Lashley.
That's the match I go to use the bathroom at when I'm watching Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Why is that a WrestleMania match?
I don't get it. I don't really get it either, boys. Let's get your thoughts on it, on Victor Negron. What are your thoughts on Bobby Lashley versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship?
Well, yet again, Finn Balor, awesome in NXT. I felt had like tremendous potential. Now, what the fuck is he? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The Demon's going to come out at WrestleMania because hasn't come out in a while, which that was a really cool thing when he was first doing it. But again, now it's just like, who cares? Like, Bobby Lashley. I didn't like Bobby Lashley his first time around. When they brought him back, it was like, all right, whatever. But now they're putting titles on him, put him in title matches. Like, get him out of here. I hate Bobby Lashley. He just sucks.
Yeah. Him and Leo Rush. I don't get it. The little hype man and everything. I mean, Bobby Lashley is a physical specimen. But if you're
watching a bodybuilding tournament, then yeah. But it's just wrestling.
For sure. What are your thoughts on it, Egg?
Probably the match I'm least looking forward to. I even making a prediction. I don't really care. I guess I'll go towards Lashley. So one of Vince's big beefy guys wins.
Yeah.
But really don't care. And one thing, I like Leo Rush as his hype man. I think he fulfills a very good role. It's almost like the old cartoons where you have like the big bulldog and like the little Shih Tzu jumping around.
Yeah, that I agree with.
Yeah, we're tough, right?
Mm-hmm.
And ever since he first started doing that Lashley chant, Lashley, and Corey Graves said he sounded like Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Now all I hear is Meatwad when you hear him talking.
Oh, I have to agree. I don't understand what the match is. It's one that I can easily turn my head and go back to sorting cards when it's on in the background. I do like watching the coup de grace. I love Finn Balor's entrance, so I definitely turn my head and watch that every time. My prediction is definitely Bobby Lashley versus Finn Balor, but if the Demon does come out, I see the Demon taking it.
Yeah, if the Demon comes out, then Finn's winning, no doubt.
For sure. He ain't going to go through 8 hours of body makeup for to not win a goddamn match. The artist that works on that shit, kudos to him. It is awesome. It's a cool thing he's got going, but like you guys said, like, what is it? What is Finn Balor? He's just this. He's got this fucking beautiful abs, and they don't know what to do with him.
Hey, and to bring it back to card collecting, all of Finn Balor's rookie cards, he's in full demon guard.
Beautiful.
And after his rookie year, it's just, skinny, great abs Finn Balor. And all of his
You know why, Egg?
What's that?
Because Finn Balor is for everyone.
That's true. It's the Balor Club.
It's the Balor Club.
Except he couldn't wear the rainbow in Saudi Arabia.
Fucking Saudis. What the
Well, yeah,
fuck
he
do they
wants
got
to get
against
out of there.
rainbows? I don't. Yeah, I remember when I first saw him. It had been a while, and it was like I saw this guy come out in these tights and a leather jacket, and I was like, nope, this is fucking stupid. But then his entrance was cool with his, when he hits the booyah, and everybody did, and then I immediately was like, ooh, all right. Because literally, if you have entrance, that's like 51% of this fucking game. Because right now, these guys are stretching these entrances to like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. They're even having commercials extend through entrances for the poor fans that are actually live. I mean, we get to get up and go to the bathroom. These people are sitting there with the dude in the ring, literally, and the fucking music still going. Still going. So I love his entrance. Hopefully something can happen. I'd like to see him go heel. I'd just like to see him be more interesting, period. I don't like him as a face at all, I guess. So that's my own opinion. But so we can all agree, Bobby Lashley, Finn Balor, take your shits, go grab your food, do whatever, clean your bong, do whatever you got to do during that match. Because up next is something that might be a little bit more exciting. Two guys that are fucking, in my opinion, are actually looking the same in physically. We got the United States Championship. This is Samoa Joe, who's the current title holder, versus Rey Mysterio, who's looking to be about 350 pounds to date. I don't get it, boys. Someone tell me what's going on with Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio, bro.
Rey Mysterio, bro. Eating fucking burritos and gorditas, man. I watched him the other night. He came out, and I was like, whoa, boy. Looking a little soggy, a little soft, and he doesn't look like he's bouncing as much as he used to.
Well, I got to ask you guys something because, I put SmackDown on sometimes, but I'm not, like, really paying attention. But I've seen, like, Ray's kid has been popping up on some of his promos, but I haven't been paying attention to what he actually said. So I don't know. What does he have to do with this?
I have no clue either. I've been seeing it just a little bit, too. What about you, A? Do you have any idea?
Of course, the big wrestling nerds got to come in with the
fucking know
answers.
Everything.
All right, so here's the thing. Rey Mysterio doesn't even really want to fight in WWE right now. He's not. It's not what he wants to do. But Dominic, that big fucking son he's got, he wants to wrestle. And so to help his son get a foot in the door, he's lacing his shit back up, and he's touring with WWE, and he's doing his shit. To get him out there, especially because his son is like so much bigger than him.
Looks weird.
And it's kind of funny. The last time we saw him, it was the Dominic on a pole match against Eddie Guerrero when he was a little kid.
Oh shit, that's right.
Remember, there was a wrestling match where the outcome of the match would determine who a kid got to live with.
That's classic wrestling right there. That's pro wrestling.
The best. Oh my goodness. Up there with the Judy Bagwell on a forklift match. Unbelievable. Yep. Anyway, continue about this. This is interesting to me. So it sounds like Rey is not really 100% committed.
Yeah, to help his son get into the business that he loves.
Okay.
He's willing to, go out there and wrestle the WWE loop and pick up a WrestleMania paycheck. I think everyone's going to win in this. But I see Joe winning. I see him winning decisively. Ray's kind of on his way out. And I see something happen again with like the humiliation shit.
Yes.
Dominic's going to get his ass kicked.
Yes.
Something's going to happen.
He is
Dominic's
ringside.
going to get jumped. Something's going to happen. Yeah.
How about this? Dominic turns on Rey.
I kind of like that.
Instant heel heat.
Does he 6-1 or does he 9-1-6 him or some shit? That would be fucking sick. A reverse 619er.
I'll say this about Rey though. He's no worse than anybody else on the roster, so he's still doing his thing.
Oh no! Like Rey Mysterio versus Andrade. I'd rather watch that than any match you can have on freaking Mania card.
It's gonna be Joe's gonna crush him, I think.
Is there anybody cooler than Samoa Joe? I love Samoa Joe.
I like Samoa Joe too. I agree.
I love his music. I love his whole swagger. He's one of my favorites.
I agree. When I first saw him in my reintroduction about 2 years ago, I was like, what? Right when he walked out, I was like, eh. But then the crowd was like, Joe, Joe, Joe. And he walked out, like, kept that mean face on the whole time and all that intimidation. I was like, whoa. And then to see a big man move like that, I was instantly a fan. I was like, all
Joe
right.
is one of those guys. If I was booking, he'd be at the top right now. Like,
Yep.
he can do everything. Like, he's clearly one of the best guys they got. But
Yeah, he was rolling with Styles.
it's good to see him at least get a title now. At least.
I agree. So what do you think, though? Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio, and it's confirmed that Dominic is in the front row. So that has to be a fucking a piece in this, a piece in this match.
I say no matter what, Joe wins.
And retains no matter what. What about you, Egg?
Yeah, I definitely see Joe winning. And what you said about Joe, what you said about Finn Balor, bro, you gotta watch NXT. You'll
sure.
love these guys when they come out because they do such a great job of building them up there, man.
Yeah, if you have the network and you're not watching NXT, like, what's wrong with you?
There's so much, guys. There's so much.
But make NXT the top, bro. Whatever
just
your
don't watch
playlist
Raw and
is,
SmackDown.
whatever you're watching, put NXT at the very top, man.
No shit. No
It's
shit.
that
All right, 100%. Yeah, I got to get to know these guys before they hit the fucking big show. That's for sure. Otherwise, I'm gonna miss out on shit.
And a lot of times their shit's better. You know, guys are superstars in NXT, and they come to the main roster and they kind of fizzle out. So if you see them really doing their shit, then that's how the whole crowd had Enzo Amore's whole opening memorized by heart. Because, yeah, he's never been seen before on WWE television, but he said the exact same promo every week on NXT.
Fuck yeah.
He already had this built-in hardcore audience.
That's awesome.
If I can recommend something to go watch the first NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. That was epic.
That was about 2 years ago, correct?
Probably like 3 now, I think.
About 2 or 3, yeah, for sure.
If you want to catch up on some NXTs, just watch those once a year, or I'm sorry, 2 to 3 times a year takeovers.
The takeovers where usually are the night before a pay-per-view or something like that.
That Sasha
and
Bailey
they usually
match
outshine the pay-per-view.
Egg, how about this? That Sasha Bailey match that they had at that takeover, was that not one of the best matches you've ever seen?
The best women's match I've ever seen in my life, period.
Awesome. Writing it down right
That's
now.
all I had to hear.
That's awesome. I got a big smile on my face. I'm going to be watching that later on tonight.
Oh, hey, real quick, just a couple of guilty pleasures that are on my playlist on the network right now.
For sure.
I've got the original ECW, back when they first got a television show, like in 92 and 93, and there were Eastern Championship Wrestling with Paulie Dangerously. That shit's great. You get to watch ECW get born. And they just listed the first 2 years of the old WCW Saturday Night.
Oh,
with
nice.
Jim Ross and Jesse the Body Ventura.
Nice.
Like stunning Steve Austin is
nice.
the TV champion. It's awesome.
The TV champ.
Well, as long as we're recommending stuff, I got one more for you.
Let's hear it.
Nakamura's debut versus Sami Zayn. Check that match out. That's one of the best matches I've ever seen in my life. Check that out.
Yeah, I think Sami Zayn is like the most underrated wrestler.
And the craziest thing is, like, they hardly knew each other. They hardly spoke and went out and had one of the greatest matches ever.
Yeah. Yep.
Boys, when you said Shinsuke Nakamura's name, I was like, oh, yeah, and I just scrolled through the list, boys. He doesn't even have a fucking match either. What are they doing? Is a tag team with my boy Rusev? What's going on here?
I'll ask it again. Who books this shit?
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's Vince. It's foreign heels. If a guy talks with an accent, he's a bad guy.
Oh man,
that's true. He always groups up all the foreigners like into some faction.
Put them in a group. Yeah, you could have the entire arena chanting Rusev Day. You'd be like, no, have him spit on the American flag and join the Korean and the Japanese guy and the German. I'm like, we're not even at war with these people.
So, boys, these NXTs are all on the network, correct? Obviously, they're exclusive to the network, aren't they?
Yep.
All these takeovers. So after this, I can watch all those.
All my friends who used to like wrestling, I tell them you gotta get the network because they hate the current product. But I'm like, you don't even have to watch the current products. You just get the network. You can watch all the old shit.
Oh,
They
yeah.
got WCW, they got AWA, they got all that shit. They got all the old ECWs, like Egg said, and they got NXT. So, like, you don't even need to watch the current stuff. Just get the network and watch all that stuff.
It's well worth $10 a month. Well,
I will
worth
say that. That's
$10 a
something they
month.
did very well. The network
Yeah.
is worth the price.
Well worth $10 a month. I mean,
I heard rumors that they were gonna raise it a bit to like $14.99. I'll still pay it.
I'll
easily.
still pay it. I still think
good.
it's worth 14. 20s. I don't know if it's a 20-year, but still, obviously, boys, we're getting all the pay-per-views anyway. I mean, still, yeah, you're getting all the pay-per-views. So fuck it. I mean, it's still worth $20 a month, but we don't want Vince to be listening to this and be like, yeah.
It's gonna be out.
Oh, it sounds like Heartbreak Brahj is in the building. He knows.
Even a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff that they do on there, I love all that shit.
Yeah, dude, I love all the documentaries they put up there. They got hours and hours and hours of fucking
I'm
footage.
fickle too, because I love all that behind the curtain type stuff.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, I hate when they give away like too much of what's going on. Like, I like kayfabe to be alive. I like them to like stay in character and whatnot.
Agreed.
But yeah, I love like finding out like some of the great stories that you never knew, like people that really hated each other or the way people set up a certain rivalry, whatever. Like, I love all that stuff.
Man, they got shows strictly where they sit three dudes down, three different wrestlers, and have them eat dinner and just talk about, the past. That's fucking awesome.
There's a great one from a few years ago where Jim Ross sat down with HBK and Bret Hart about that whole shit that went down with them.
Oh, nice.
And really about their whole career. And that was so well done. It was probably like an hour long, but it was really good. Recommend watching that too. I'll send you a whole list of stuff you should watch.
They have a 20-part documentary on the Monday Night Wars, which was fucking awesome to watch. I've watched it twice all the way through just because it's great background fucking – oh, man.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I can't get enough of all that
21 parts.
Monday Night Wars shit. Like,
fuck yeah, man.
Best
people say, like, don't you already know everything about that? I don't care.
I don't care.
Anything they put up about that, I'll watch it.
Oh, man, boys. And speaking of somebody from that era, up next looks like Triple H versus Batista. What are our thoughts on that one?
Oh, what a sweet segue.
Right? Did you see that one? I was waiting until somebody would bring up the Monday Night Wars. We got Triple H. Batista kind of came more in the late, a little bit later, and that Triple H had a much bigger part in that. But this recently drummed up rivalry, Batista interrupting Ric Flair's 70th birthday, which I was really fucking looking forward to, and then it cut out. You don't get anything, and if you're watching that shit live or whatever. What are your thoughts on that? I'll start with you, Victor, on Triple H versus Batista. No holds barred. Triple H's career is on the line.
I think I'm going to shock you guys a bit on this one.
Uh-oh. It's a shocker. 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
But I'm actually not hating this so much. Like, a lot of people are hating on it. And maybe this is part of the problem. Like, a lot of us, we like these older guys that are still hanging around. And I just said earlier that they should stop coming back. So here, see, I'm fickle. But
that's
I'm not
3 times we've got fickle off. Did I just say that? We've used the word fickle. There we go.
Yeah, that's because I fucking love it. That was the best thing Daniel Bryan ever did. But no, like, I like the matchup, Triple H versus Batista. I'm just a little disappointed, again, in the storytelling. I felt like they could have told, like, such a long, epic story with this. Like, they could have gone so many ways with it. And they just kind of just pasted it together real quick. Like, there's not, like, Triple H's career is on the line. And
like, what?
Like,
why?
Yeah, there's really no reason why. Like,
why?
Like, and Batista wasn't even there when they announced that. Like, it just makes no sense.
Well, the last time he was there. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
With that being said, like, as much as I kind of have a love-hate thing with Triple H, definitely in-ring, one of the best ever.
Yeah, agreed.
Definitely a bit of an ego. Like, definitely always puts himself in, like, prime spots. But I think, like, we could all agree, like, he delivers. Like, in these types of spots, he delivers. So I expect the match to be good. I expect Triple H to win. I don't think he's ready to lose his career right now.
What are your thoughts on Triple H versus Batista, Egg?
Well, not so into it. Batista's last run, I could give not 2 shits about.
Agreed.
He came back, and maybe he's been gone for a little while, or I liked Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'm like, okay, I'm ready for him to be back. I was 95% sure that Triple H was going to win. Then, when he put his career on the line, I became 100% sure that he was going to win.
Right.
I mean, think about it. The next
Right.
time those Saudi Arabia guys want to pay $10 million for a show, they want Triple H on that show.
Oh, yeah.
Hell, they want Andre and Yokozuna and a bunch of people they can't have.
Oh, my
So
God.
there's no way Triple H is losing and never wrestling a lousy Saudi Arabia show with a torn pec with his busted up friend and his two busted up other friends. I hated that match. It's crap. I'm going to turn heel with Victor right now and say that Triple H, HBK, Kane, and Undertaker, and Kurt Angle don't need to wrestle a single match again, at least after this WrestleMania. I don't need to see you wrestle again. You've got enough of a library of shit out there on the network. You've carved out your own thing. You're done.
You're done, son. You're done.
With you. Your money's on the nightstand.
Let me ask you this real quick.
You're starting to stink up the place.
Egg, you probably know this. Like, is Batista going to stick around after WrestleMania?
No way. How's he going to win?
No.
He's not sticking around. He's not going to
What's the
go
point
on
of all
house
this?
show.
He just wants his moment.
There's no way. They can't count on him.
So, see, this is the type of thing I don't like. Like, just come back for a one-off like this. It's annoying.
I agree. I had to sit there and watch him on that fucking ramp say, "Give me what I want," and literally spit all over himself. "Give me what I want." And Triple H is like, "No." And then he's like, "Well, give me what I want." And Triple H is like, "No." And then one more time, he's like, "Give me what I want," spitting all over. "No, I'm not going to, Dave." And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Why? What does all this even mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, interesting concept, piss poor execution.
Piss poor. Like, Batista sucks for this big actor. Pardon me, he's an actor for green screen movie. He's not a fucking actor. Like, he ain't winning Oscars for, playing an AIDS victim or some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna see Dave Batista fucking doing that type of shit.
He's not in that Sir Lawrence Olivier
of
type
course,
of
right? He's a notch under, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he's right under.
Right under it, but he'll never make that fucking turn. And judging on his fucking spitting on himself performance, man, that was fucking horrible. But inevitably, Triple H wants to get some sort of fucking Avengers. His entrance is going to be the biggest thing about this match. What have we seen, boys? Terminator. He's come out as the Terminator. Fucking A. He came out as like some Mad Max type shit, I think. He came out on Harley. Yeah, that kind of goes
along to what I was saying. Like, Triple H saves a lot of, like, the best spots for himself. He saves a lot of the best entrances for himself. That's kind of one of the things that annoys me about him.
Yeah, like the most over the top. Yeah, exactly. When I think his fucking entrances were awesome when he was just time to play the game. Like, fucking.
There's one. Another thing to watch. Go watch. I think it's WrestleMania 17 when Motorhead played him to the ring. That
live.
Was awesome.
I watched that one when Lenny played it live. Yeah, fucking awesome, dude. Man, that was such pop and long ass entrance, man. When he came out as the super heel with Steph on his side, man, and he came out, spit up that fucking water. Man, the lights, everything, the wah 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 wah, that techno hit for a while. Oh my goodness. Such pop. And that's all he needs. All these other wrestlers, nobody really changed their music that much. Where you hear their music, the pop is immediate. Undertaker comes out to the gong, you boom, pop. Triple H or Kurt Angle, dun 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 dun, dun pop. I wish
Stone Cold glass breaking.
The glass breaking. If you smell what The Rock just farted, like boom, like massive pop. I wish Triple H would have just kept his to that first version of, it's all about the game and how you play it, that song. It's still Motorhead, but it's a little different. So anyway,
I like his entrance with the DX band.
Yes.
1, 2. Is this on?
Yeah, that was fucking cool
1,
too,
2.
for sure.
Is this on? Oh,
and speaking of that just they just got they're part of the Hall of Fame inductees. We didn't even really talk about that.
Yeah, big up to the Hart Foundation.
Yeah, big ups to the Hart Foundation.
Yeah, I've been saying for years that the Hart Foundation should be in, but as usual, they wait for somebody to pass away to put
to
them in.
fucking die. Yeah, no shit. So Natalya will get her moment. She'll probably accept for her father, of course. Big tears. Jim the Anvil Neidhart had one of the best goatees in the fucking business. Could probably end your life with it if he decided to stab you with that bad boy. Oh, man. And then his partner, of course, the excellence of execution. Do you guys know if they were related in any way? Was that real?
Brother-in-laws.
Brother-in-laws. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. So Bret Hart is actually, yeah. And then what is Jim is Neidhart? Or is his...
Yeah,
what is
Jim
his name?
Neidhart is,
Okay.
is married to Ellie Hart, Bret's older sister.
Okay, so Neidhart and Hart. That's a real thing. I thought that was like a stage name, Neidhart, like because he was part of the family.
Yeah, Bret Hart's real last name is Hart, and Jim Neidhart's real last name is Neidhart. And so like Natalia's really, Uncle Bret and Uncle Owen and
no shit.
Shit like that.
So let me ask you this, Egg. Is Jimmy Hart not going in with the Hart Foundation?
He is not. No, he is not. It's just them two.
He was as big a part of them as anybody.
So here's the way I look at that. So, like, when I heard the Hart Foundation was going in, I was like, oh, cool. British Bulldog, Brian Pillman, Owen,
that was an awesome stable.
Yeah.
And it was like, no, the tag team from the 80s. I was like, okay. So I see this here is like, Jimmy the Mouth of the South Hart is already in the Hall of Fame as a manager. So when... if the Hart Foundation go in, you don't bring in Jimmy too. If the Nasty Boys go in one year, you don't bring Jimmy as well.
Why not?
I see.
Because then Jimmy Hart would be like a 6-time, or like
Let Jimmy
Bobby
get
the
in there
Brain
8 times.
Heenan.
Who cares?
Right.
Bobby the Brain Heenan would be like a 10-time Hall of Famer.
The Tom Brady of the fucking Hall. Yeah, he'd have fucking 10 rings.
I ran into Jimmy Hart at the airport when I was flying back from the National.
Nice.
That's it. That's my whole story.
I was just on the edge of my fucking
I thought you were going to say he had the megaphone
hanging out of his
I
pants.
blew him in the bathroom. What's it to ya?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. So it's the Hart Foundation. Is this year, is that Booker Harlem Heat? They're in this year, too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty cool to see.
That's cool to see. That makes Booker T a 2-timer because he's in singles.
It makes Booker T a 2-timer. It makes Shawn Michaels a 2-timer, and it makes Bret Hart a 2-timer.
Oh yeah, because DX, yep, for sure. So, but yeah, they bring DX in as the entire stable, which is interesting. Versus, what you were just saying, versus the Hart Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess maybe if they had a different, separate tag team name. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Maybe it's weird. You brought that to my attention. I didn't think about that. Who else is going in? There's is it Honky Tonk this year?
Yeah.
Honky Tonk Man.
I always thought he was already in there.
I thought he was our dude. When they announced it, I was like, oh, really? I thought he would have been one of the first ones to, toss in. And he's
Hillbilly Jim is in and Coco Beware is in, but not him.
But not the Honky Tonk. And who's the last one? Is it a girl? Is it Tori?
Tori Wilson.
Tori, for sure. I think
that's a head scratcher there.
She was pretty.
Yeah, I had her Playboy.
Yeah.
She got me too many.
I still got them.
Right, I still got them. They're relics. They're relics.
They're not in mint condition.
Right.
Sure.
By far a PSA -7.
I made sure to get 2 of them.
Right.
It's like you were trying to cause damage.
Right. Remember you know how when you open up a pack of like Fleer metal or something, how they're like bricks. When you open up old Top Stadium Club, they're all stuck together like bricks. That's what these fucking Playboys are like.
Hey, Chris, I just thought of something. If we have to pause it for a second right here,
for
I
sure.
want you to hear something just for a second. You maybe use it later.
BrahjCast commencing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's it. This is getting taken off.
That's copyright right there. So
Yeah.
it will be taken down for sure. And
Right
edited
there,
out.
it hits in.
But I'll keep you saying that, and then I'll edit in like the biggest fart I could find. Chris, you want to hear this?
What's the name of that WWE show or Ride Along? Have you seen the show called Ride Along?
I haven't got a chance to watch that where they're just in the cars talking shit.
Yeah, watch the last one. They have the Riot Squad, and my girl Sarah Logan farts so bad when the windows rolled up that she almost made everybody puke.
That's awesome.
I think I've seen like half an episode.
That's funny. Well, fucking A, boys. Beautifully segueing right back into the WrestleMania 35 card. We've still got about 74 matches to talk about.
So we're still awake by this point.
No shit.
We're done talking about what Batista did to that microphone?
No, he just fucking melted it with his fucking venom.
He left more DNA on that microphone than he did on Melina. Hey, anybody?
Give me what I want.
I'm here all week.
What are you fucking doing? Boys, we got to get some predictions. Triple H and his sledgehammer definitely going to make its way. It's a no-holds-barred match. It's going to be agonizing. It's probably going to be horrible, in my opinion. I would assume Triple H is going to win. What are your thoughts, Victor?
Real quick, I know you're trying to move on from this match.
That's all right. Take your time, brother.
I had heard a rumor that they were going to put up obviously this doesn't seem to be happening now, but they were going to put up like control of the company or something for this. Like Vince is going to be with Batista. That would have been interesting to have Triple H win and take control of the company. But either way, Triple H is winning. Move on.
New corporation. That's quite a rumor. What about you, Egg? What are you thinking?
Oh, Triple H all the way. Yeah, he's got to win. He has to win. It's ridiculous. I'll watch it, but yeah, I could really care less about Blue Tista and his skinny jeans and his nose ring.
Looks fucking weird in those jeans, man.
Dude, he's like 55 years old, man.
Yeah, he's not as like he used to be. That's for sure. It's going to be pretty horrible to watch, I think.
Yeah, he looks better than any of us.
Tattoos that were big in the 90s, like a tattoo of a sun around your belly button.
It's probably sagged down to his dong by now.
What was that, like a Godsmack tattoo?
I think it was a Godsmack looking tattoo
like
for sure.
Album.
What a great album that was, boys.
Yeah.
From song 1 to fucking 13, man. Fucking great album. Godsmack, fucking Disturbed, POD, all out at the same time. And speaking of those three bands, AJ Styles versus Randy Orton is next, boys.
Exactly.
I don't understand what this is. This is two superstars fucking that are the recipe for an epic match. We're going to see RKOs out of nowhere, fucking phenomenal forearms out of nowhere. Let's start with you, Egg. What are your thoughts on AJ Styles versus Randy Orton?
Should be a solid match. These are solid wrestlers. This seems like a match you'd see on any week on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope they give it more than just their regular, Tuesday night throw. Predicting it, I put them both at around the same. I think these guys are on the same tier on the WWE hierarchy. However, since this is the showcase of the Immortals,
mm-hmm.
and Randy Orton is a WWE-made guy,
yep,
and AJ Styles is more of a Indies-made guy,
agreed.
Plus he just signed a new contract where he's going to be doing less dates. Ooh. So you're not going to see AJ Styles on all the house show loops and shit like that. So I would flip a coin to say who's going to win, but because AJ just signed like a part-timers deal and Orton's a WWE guy, I'll go Orton.
What are your thoughts on that, Victor?
Damn it, Egg, you stole my entire answer.
Doesn't that suck? It's like, God damn it, he said exactly.
Let Victor go first next time.
If I'm booking it, I book AJ, but clearly Randy Orton's going to win. Like, doesn't he win like most of his WrestleMania matches? Like, they love Randy Orton. And listen, he's a tremendous performer. He's a bit of an asshole, but he usually delivers a good match. And yeah, I think he's going to win.
I agree. Both of what you guys said, exactly how I feel too. It's a coin flip. They're both fan favorites. They're like, yeah, exactly what Randy Orton's a WWE made man. AJ Styles is, fuck, man, he will be by the time his run's done here. But yeah, he was made on other circuits. Randy Orton, I think, has a positive win-loss record. He has plenty.
I mean, they've given AJ a nice run, but in this particular match, no title on the line. I just see Orton going over.
I think so too. That's going to be my prediction. Is Orton probably going to take it's going to take about 3 RKOs, and I'm predicting an RKO out of a phenomenal forearm. Off, he'll be trying to hit the phenomenal forearm.
You hit it right on the head right there.
RKO. That'll be the 3rd RKO because, it's going to take a couple to take someone out on the showcase of the Immortals, like you said. So, yeah, phenomenal match. I'll definitely be tuned in. It'll be fun to watch. Love both their entrances. Both fan favorites for sure. Man, RKO, what a great meme. I love watching the when the universe makes those clips of Randy Orton fucking RKO and everybody out there on the internet. It's
beautiful. Like people skiing and snowboarding and
anybody tripping, anybody taking a biff, man. The internet takes it to a whole nother level. Makes me smile every time.
The best parts of those RKOs out of nowhere is the Jim Ross commentary.
Yes. Oh, man.
He's got a family.
He's got a family. Oh, my God. I love it. All right, man. Speaking of things I love, starting to like fucking Drew McIntyre more. I want to see what they do with him and Roman Reigns, and that's the next match to talk about, boys. Roman, last year at this time, or all of last year, booed out of the building. 6 straight matches, headlining pay-per-views versus the Beast, getting beat down. Leaves for 5 months, battles leukemia, and comes back to some of the biggest pop I've ever heard from him or from anybody. But I don't know what they're going to do with it. The Shield thing was kind of cool, but I thought it was kind of a waste of the pop. So here he is versus Drew McIntyre, who's a fucking wrecking ball, a wrecking machine, who's not utilized just like Braun Strowman, in my opinion, the right way. He's not utilized the right way. So here he is versus Roman Reigns. Obviously no titles on the belt, but it's still 2 big names. Let's start with Victor Negron this time. What are your thoughts on this match?
Well, here we go, guys.
Here it is. Here it is.
This is just between us, right?
Just between us. Nobody's going to be listening to this.
Conversation.
Yep.
Well, I just got to say this. I still don't like Roman Reigns.
Ooh.
That's it. Everybody unsubscribing. That's it.
No. I'm with you there too, man. I just was making sure someone else said it first. As the host of this, I can't say it first.
I mean, he's clearly winning this match, but I was kind of disappointed. I was hoping after he was out for a while, I thought they'd come up with like a really cool way to bring him back.
Yes.
Like a real interesting way to bring him back. He's essentially the same guy.
Yes.
I don't care. Like, I just don't care at all. Yes. I like Drew McIntyre, but unfortunately, he's taking the pin. Reigns wins. Go ahead, Egg.
Whew, hands down, that was easy. Coming for Egg. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. What are your thoughts?
Well, looks like I'm going to be doing more agreeing here. I think Victor took some of my steam on that one. But it's true. I mean, Drew McIntyre is awesome. He's a badass. He looks like a pro wrestler, sculpted out of granite. He's Vince McMahon's chosen one. He's everything, but there's no way Roman Reigns loses. I mean, he's used to beating The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar in big matches. He's not going to lose to someone from 3MB, not after beating cancer. So it's not going to go that way. I mean, hopefully it's a good match, and Drew's stock is higher after the match than it was before. But almost like the Triple H versus Batista match, or all these matches, they are wildly predictable. There is no way Roman Reigns loses to Drew McIntyre.
You know what? This is a great way to put it. Roman Reigns beat cancer. How can he not beat Drew McIntyre?
Boom! My mind just blew up. Crushed. That's the best fucking clip of the night, boys. Fucking Roman Reigns definitely gonna fucking win. He's gonna take a savage beat down and then and hit like 4 or 5 fists. And then cock it. I love it when he cocks his fist like it's a gun. Oh,
I dated a girl who used to do that.
Gee, yeah, no doubt. We liked it then. looks fucking ridiculous now. And then, yeah, I agree with both of you guys wholeheartedly. Absolutely no.
And you know what? I'll say this before we move on.
For sure.
Before any Roman fans come after me. Like, I don't hate the guy. Like a lot of people complain about his moveset and whatnot. I think he has a pretty good moveset. Like, some of the biggest names in the history of the business only had about 3 or 4 moves.
Agreed.
So that's not my problem with him at all. It's just, it's so boring. Like, what is he? Like, I don't get what they're doing. Like, he's just so regular. Like, but I think he's extremely talented. I think if they ever booked him the right way, he could be like the biggest name in the business. But we'll see what happens after this Mania. But like I said, he's winning this match, no doubt about it.
Do you think that being part of the Shield and then breaking out in, when they all try to break out singles, obviously we'll talk about Seth Rollins in a little bit here. But it's like, like you said, who is he? What is this fucking storyline going to be?
I think Dean Ambrose has gone through a bit of that too. Like,
agreed.
Like, I feel he has a lot of talent. He's an interesting guy, but I just feel like they don't know what to do with him. I feel like if they let him take control of his character a little bit more, I think he could be real interesting. I don't know if that's the same thing you could say about Roman, but I feel like if you gave him like a really good storyline, heel or face, I feel like he could be a really good asset to the company. But what they're doing now is like nothing, basically. He just runs through people, and it's like, who cares?
I agree. What about you, Abe? Do you think that the Shield stunted being part of like a 3-man group for so long? Do you think that stunts like your singles growth?
Oh, it depends on how successful the group is. Something like I just mentioned, 3-man band, that brought down the values of all 3 members.
Agreed.
Whereas the Shield raised the value of all 3 guys. These guys were all unknown to WWE, except for Seth Rollins. If you watch indie wrestling, you knew who Tyler Black was. But these 3 guys were brand new. They gave them an awesome, cool gimmick and an awesome, cool group, and they became like one of the top factions ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they broke them up, they were all kind of tailor-made for awesome, singles runs. So I think that most of the times that group thing hurts you. With the Shield, I think it helped them, and whatever achievements they've gotten once going single, I think is better than had they just debuted alone instead of as 1/3 of the Shield.
It sounds like it's so horrible that Dean Ambrose might be leaving. Before we move on, what are your guys' thoughts or predictions on that? You think that that's just a story? Like a work, or do you think that is definitely real, and could it possibly happen? Start with you. Yeah, go ahead, Vic.
I think he signed like a brief extension. I don't know how long it goes, but he was about to leave, but I think somehow they convinced him to stay a little bit longer.
That whole Shield reunion, to me, was fucking stupid. I didn't really get it, one more dance. You fucking lie. We're going to see the Shield at least 4 or 5 more times if they're all ever on the roster in the future. I mean, they'll have one more reunion again. Mm-hmm. But, just with Ambrose, it was clearly everybody knew that he was not liking his role, his singles role was fucked up. And the creativity and everything behind.
I mean, real quick, like that heel turn that he made, like I thought that was going to be huge. I thought that was going to lead to something like major, and within a few weeks, it's like it's gone. Like
it's gone.
What was all that about? Like,
what did it even mean? Yeah, exactly. What did we waste all the time? It's just this fucking. It's like you get like a couple of weeks to try it out, and if you don't get this immediate fucking reaction that they want, that's done. You gone. And then so they it looked reluctant and just bring back the Shield again, and then the whole put your fist out, and it's those 2, and they're like coaxing Dean, and he's pulling at his head and like going back and forth to the ring and looking at the crowd. I was like, this is stupid. So stupid. And he puts the fist in, they're all screaming, yell. I was like, so dumb. And then you're in a match with whatever fucking those three dudes, like they're just like another team that didn't make any sense. So it's obvious you're gonna win. Blah 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 blah. But all right. So that aside, it'll be interesting to see what happens with all their storylines, especially after Mania, and of course, obviously the Raw after Mania. What could happen with any of their storylines? I don't even know if Dean Ambrose is in the fucking Battle Royal, the Andre the Giant, or if he's even going to be there at all. If he has anything going on in WrestleMania,
I don't see him anywhere on here.
I don't think I've seen him either. So
and he got beat kind of unceremoniously on the last time on TV, too.
Yeah, where he calls, he keeps calling out for these beatdowns. He keeps getting his ass whooped. So that's enough on Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. It's a unanimous decision. We all agree Roman Reigns walks out one way or another. He's the winner of that match, which leaves us to the final two matches for the biggest titles that they got. First one's going to be the WWE Championship, a.k.a. the SmackDown Championship.
The real championship.
The real championship. Current title holder is the new Daniel Bryan. And his challenger, what a story this has been. I've been up and down and both sideways with this Kofi Kingston story. I want to hear your guys' opinion. We started with Victor Negron last time, so it cometh an egg. Let's hear your thoughts about this. Let's hear your thoughts about the WWE Championship match.
All right. I love Daniel Bryan. I love his new character.
I like it.
I love that he's just a dirty hippie, and he's telling you why he's better than you. And it's great heel heat. I love it. I'm going to go with Kofi Kingston. It's the feel-good win.
Yes.
It's classic storytelling.
Yes.
He's an underdog, and you put obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle in his way. And then at the biggest show of the year, he finally gets to smile. He finally gets the payoff. It still won't undo what Triple H did to Booker T back so many WrestleManias ago, but at least leave a happy, positive feeling with the fans. I like how they built Kofi. I think they did it 1 week too long, but otherwise I think it was near perfect in its execution. Everybody's getting behind the New Day. They're not like a joke. A year or two ago, they were just hosting WrestleMania. Yeah. Now one of them is in the fucking main event, you know? So I don't know. I hope I answered your question, but I'm going with Kofi.
I agree. I like everything you said there, and I agree with everything you said there. What about you, Victor Negron? Your thoughts on the WWE Championship match between title holder Daniel Bryan and New Day member Kofi Kingston?
Well, Egg, I'm going to somewhat disagree. I agree with the part. I love the whole build with Kofi and everything. I love the fact that they're giving somebody different a chance. I love the fact that they're giving a smaller guy a chance. I like the build. I like that thing that he had to fight for his spot and all that. But I think Daniel Bryan's going to win ultimately. And this is why, not necessarily because I want him to win, even though I also love the Daniel Bryan heel character. But I've noticed the way they've been building a lot of stuff the past few years. Like, if they're going to give us Becky as the champion in the main event, they seem to not want us to have, like, multiple moments like that throughout a pay-per-view. So if they feel like one moment takes away from another moment. So if they're going to give everybody Becky in the main event, I feel they're not also going to give everybody Kofi like in the mid-card or wherever the hell they're going to have that match. So I think Bryan's going to retain.
All right. I got to agree and disagree a little bit with both of you guys on that one. I'm loving the new Daniel Bryan. Love the new title belt. Going to have to get me one of those bad boys. I agree with you, Egg. The story was damn near perfect. A little bit, 1 week too long, I think is correct. But nonetheless, it's probably the best story on the card. You know, best build up and proper build up. You got moments with fucking Vince. You know, I mean, Vince is taking time out to be involved in this story and shit like that to be the one who ruins his Kofi's, you know, or to put these obstacles in his way and ruin his moments. I think that is a telling sign that Kofi is going to have his WrestleMania moment. Another sign for me is the fact that besides that we might get Becky the belt, there's not many other moments, WrestleMania moments to be had here. This is the biggest stage of them all, and it does not, I won't put it past them at all, and it's actually my prediction is that Kofi wins, the crowd goes wild, and somehow, some way, he's going to lose it on Raw or SmackDown the next week.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to get his moment, and it's going to be for 2 fucking days, and that's going to be it. But nonetheless, he'll get his moment.
I'll add a little bit.
Can you guys agree and disagree with that prediction?
I think what will happen, I think, is he loses at Mania and maybe at one of the lesser pay-per-views.
There you go.
If he loses at Mania, though, does the story keep going?
Well, by the way they do stuff, they love extending stuff like this weeks and weeks and months. Like, I could see this still going on past WrestleMania. In the past, Mania was usually the part of the year where you end storylines and then the next night you start new storylines.
Truth.
The past few years, that has not been the case. The past few years, they continue stuff past Mania, which I personally don't like.
I just don't know if I can see Kofi losing and the story continuing steam, because the story's been on this WrestleMania build-up.
What if he gets screwed somehow?
Yeah, that would be the only way he could lose and could still have, I think,
honestly,
it could still go.
And I know I talked about this a bit when Egg was having his live like a week ago. I think this Kofi thing kind of happened by accident. Because if you remember,
and driven,
Mustafa Ali, who was getting like sort of a push, which I don't know why. I don't really like the guy, but
yep, got hurt.
Push. He got hurt. Kofi got inserted into that match, and I think they saw the response that he got, and they were like, "We might have something here." So they kind of kept pushing with it. But personally, I don't think they're too crazy about like going with Kofi as like one of the main guys. I think they're just gonna ride this out for a little bit, see how long it goes. Maybe give him a quick title run. But eventually, I just think they're just going to move on from him.
Man, look, Daniel Bryan has had one of the greatest WrestleMania moments ever when the Yes Movement was topped off when he beat Triple H. He's even though he's a heel, he's a man of this company and a true, probably good guy. I think he knows what those moments are. I think he knows what Kofi Kingston really is. And I think that he's a badass enough in real life to give Kofi Kingston that fucking moment, knowing damn well he's going to get it back. I feel like it's Kofi's turn. He'll get the belt for at least, if he doesn't lose it right away, it'll be a few weeks, maybe the next pay-per-view where Daniel Bryan will be doing his as a heel, like pissed, blah, 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 give me my it's his turn to be on the other side of it.
I'll make one quick point, then I'm going to go take a bathroom break. But one quick point, like, the whole intriguing thing about this storyline is the chase. Is Kofi chasing the title?
Agreed.
Once you put the title on him, where do you go from there? This thing gets really boring really fast. So I think they're going to try to maybe extend this chase a little bit longer. Because I think Kofi as a champion, as much as I like Kofi, I think him as a champion, I don't think it'll really work for very long.
I actually agree with that. Totally. I still think Kofi's going to win, but let me go through a few reasons why Daniel Bryan would win, in my opinion.
Hit me with them.
Daniel Bryan, the title is pretty new. That cool new-looking belt. Oftentimes, like John Cena, when a guy gets a new belt, he ends up holding on to it for a long time.
That's a huge point right there. Good point.
Here's another point. He's got a big, giant almost every time a wrestler has a big, giant it's to protect his title. Yeah, he's got a big giant like Shawn Michaels was the Intercontinental Champion when Diesel was his bodyguard.
But Kofi's got two dudes.
Bodyguards usually also have titles. And then I predict a lot of flipping and flopping because of the Raw after WrestleMania and the SmackDown after WrestleMania. There's a lot of rematches.
Yes.
There's a lot of shit that goes the other way. This 50-50 booking that they do.
Yes.
So while I think most of the matches are very predictable, Bryan versus Kofi is kind of less predictable. But whoever wins, expect them to flip-flop victories on the Raw and SmackDown afterwards.
That's you know what?
You feel like a dope for watching WrestleMania all day because all you had to do was watch Raw and SmackDown on free TV, and you get all the highlights plus rematch.
Yep. And then you're going to see exactly where they're going for the next 6 months for sure.
And also, Brian is a real student of the pro wrestling game. So he takes after those guys like Ric Flair. If you think about Ric Flair in the late 80s and early 90s, he had some great feuds with guys like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat,
Oh, yeah.
Terry Funk, and Sting. Now, he kind of won all those feuds, but at some point, he lost a match. He lost his belt to Sting, he lost a beating to Terry Funk, and he lost his belt to Steamboat. So I think when Daniel Bryan looks back at his championship runs, he's going to pride himself on the lower tiered guys that he helped to move up the card. And I think he'd see Kofi as his Terry Funk or his Sting or his guy he helped out.
Agreed. I agree. And that's why my prediction, definitely, with all that being said, all fantastic points, is Kofi at WrestleMania wins and only has the belt for 2 days, and then flip-flops it on SmackDown so Daniel Bryan can still keep that belt. So I think that was a really huge point with that new belt. That's a really huge
Kofi Kingston's a great guy, but he doesn't have that, oh my God, he's going to kick my ass, feeling that you get from most world champions. And like Victor said, he's the guy who's chasing the world title.
Yes.
Once he's got it, then he's got to lose it quickly. So I think he wins it at WrestleMania, but he's going to hold it for like 24 or 48 hours or something like that. And like you said, I mean, everyone wants Seth to beat Brock. Everyone wants Becky to win. And everyone wants Kofi to win. I don't think we're going to get all three.
No. Yeah, and if you give Kofi a win, you can definitely, let Brock win or whatever. We'll get to that later. But, yeah, you're right about that. They're not going to give us the trifecta. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right, so me and you are pretty much locked that Kofi wins it at Mania, coughs it back up on SmackDown. Probably going to be a great match. You're right. Daniel Bryan has a giant. Kofi does have two dudes in his corner, and one of them's fucking enormous. So I don't think old boy will be that big of a factor. There will be a lot going on outside, which is of course going to interfere with the match in one way or the other. I just hope we do get a good match. I hope we get a clean victory, and I hope that it's Kofi. But the world knows where me and Egg sit. If Victor Negron from Victor Negron's Cards is back from taking his...
Yeah, I'm here.
What is your final prediction for the championship match?
I was just listening, see if you guys could change my mind, but...
We did.
I still think Daniel Bryan's going to win.
You're just being hard-ass now. You really did change it, but you just have to maintain your role as the heel.
That's what I chose on Like a Hawk's contest. Shout out to Like a Hawk Cards. He's running a contest for predictions, and I said Bryan's going to win, so I got to stick with that.
Definitely shout out to Like a Hawk Cards. The fucking
love Like a Hawk Cards. Hell yeah.
Andre Dawson collection like no other. Good shit.
I mean, let's talk about him real quick. You talk
For
about
sure.
a guy. You talk about a guy that should be over 1,000 subscribers. I mean, this guy's channel is amazing. He's always doing giveaways. People love free stuff, so I don't get why more people aren't following him.
I don't get it either, brothers.
I mean, he's making his way up. I think, yeah, he definitely deserves more. He does. I mean, he basically gives away something every time he cracks something almost.
Not only that, but the content itself is awesome. He opens so many cool different stuff from different years, different sports. Like, his channel's awesome.
Exactly. He doesn't ask you for anything. He's just always giving. I mean, sometimes it's weird. Channels that you think would be wildly popular, like the BrahjCast,
Holla!
Not. And then, some it's like, this motherfucker's opening 91 Donruss again.
I mean, you should know,
1,300, 1,100, what?
You should know, Egg. I spent a year trying to put you over.
I know. All you did was put me over. People are like, no, we like you, Victor. Screw that other guy.
Hey,
let me do another quick shout out. I went to my mailbox today I got 12 Rays of Sunshine by MP Fox, which included a rookie card of MP and MC Fox. So straight up, what's up, guys?
Holla, Holla at ya, boy. 12 Rays of Sunshine. Speak a little bit more on that. Educate us on what the hell that is.
Well, there's a fantastic guy out there named MP Fox, and he has a channel, and he's a big Rays fan. And Rays used to mean devil rays, but now it means rays of sun. So he takes that, and he sends you 12 cards that he thinks you'd like. So me, I got some Colorado Rockies. I got a Dellin Betances. You know, I got the normal stuff. Mm-hmm. And he sends you out cards that are, tailored towards you and what you collect. And it brightens up your day. And it's a little ray of sunshine. And we want to get back to the hate in the community. We can talk about that. But a ray of sunshine is good, too. You know?
It's good to go back and forth. That's for sure.
So what up, Matt and Mateo?
Fucking 467 subs for Egg, 513 for Victor Negron. You guys are fucking smashing it lately. Damn.
Wow, I got over 500. I guess I should do a giveaway.
Yep. Now you are legally allowed to do a giveaway. 100, 500, 1,000.
I guess I should do a contest where I make you all do some shit.
For sure. Man, that Bernie booklet you're showing looks great, homie. Your Bernie Williams collection's fucking amazing.
Love the way you said that.
Oh, boys. So before we get into fucking the big two, the Universal Championship and then the triple threat, are there any other YouTubers we want to talk about? Now's a good time to keep everybody on edge.
I'll get another one in there.
Let's do it.
He doesn't make as many videos anymore, but since we're on the whole wrestling topic.
For sure.
This guy has an amazing wrestling collection. His name is Brahj No Ain'ts. Brahj No Ain'ts. And he has what's that product called, Egg? That high-end product?
Transcendent?
No, not that. The one that's been around for a few years.
Undisputed.
Yeah, Undisputed. This guy, he puts the autograph sets together every year.
Damn.
And he actually gets every card. It's just, he has an amazing wrestling collection. And I'm good friends with him. Definitely should have more people watching him. Even though, like I said, he doesn't put a lot of content out. But when he puts content out, he picks up some really cool stuff.
Yeah, his content is good. It's interesting. He's funny when he talks about it. And it helps. He collects a lot of the same shit that Victor and I collect. Great dude. I just did a video. He sent me an awesome care package. Totally agree with Brahj No Ain'ts. Awesome, wrestling collector. Yeah, man, couldn't agree more.
2,000 years later.
And I just went about 10 minutes, guys. Sorry about fucking supporting everybody in this goddamn YouTube algorithm, but
the people that tune in for the wrestling talk are like, what the
fucking
hell's going on?
gone. They just did what I said and scrolled along. So maybe I'll edit a lot of that out. And let's get back to the juice. Let's get back to the meat of WrestleMania 35, boys. Before the three women take to the fucking stage for the first ever women's headline match, the big boys are going to come out for the Universal Championship. I'm talking about the Beast Slayer himself, Seth Rollins, and Brock Lesnar. Let's start with Victor Negron on this one. What are your thoughts on this match?
Oh, shit. I've been trying to put my thoughts together on this match for weeks, and I still can't do it. It's how is Brock Lesnar still finessing Vince into all these pay-per-view main events, all these title defenses? I love Brock. I love seeing Brock, but I just don't get it. Like you were talking earlier, and I said I was gonna go back to this about the Universal title. What I personally would like to see, Seth wins the Universal title. The next night on Raw says, I don't want this. This is not the real title. And then he goes after whoever's the real champion. Get rid of that Universal title. That shit's garbage. It has no mystique. It has nothing. That title is meaningless to me. So I just hate it. I wish they would get rid of it.
What about you, Egg? Thoughts on Brock versus Seth Rollins?
I agree with Victor that Universal title is just a few years old. It's got no lineage. The title that Bryan and Kofi are fighting over, that's the title that Bret Hart held and Hulk Hogan held and Bruno Sammartino held. So I agree with that. I think Seth is the fan favorite to win. I was betting on Seth all week, But now that I'm thinking Becky wins that fight and Kofi wins that fight, I'm going to go with Brock.
Yeah.
I just think Vince loves the big name guy. Brock's the guy that sells pay-per-views on his own. I might get hate for this, but I like Seth Rollins. But to me, Seth would be a really, really great Intercontinental champion.
Yes.
Really, really great U.S. champion. I don't think he's got the mic skills and the whole package to be carrying what they're advertising as their biggest belt. What's bigger, the world or the universe? Well, the universe. So it's that. You take that, and that's like the bigger belt. It's like, well, whatever. No, I go the world title. That's the belt.
Agreed. I agree. My thoughts on it are, man, I hate that belt too. It's tainted. I don't know if the scenario of Seth coming out and saying fuck this thing, who would he call out then? Go continue with that thought on if Seth did win and decide.
Well, listen, this goes back years with me. Like, like I'm saying, like this whole Seth Rollins thing, like when he first started that whole like establishment, like burn it down. Dude, they could have made that thing huge. That could have been one of the biggest storylines they had in a long time. But it quickly became nothing. Like he had that feud with Triple H that ended quickly. Like it could have literally been him like trying like to turn the whole company around, that whole type of thing. So I'm saying like that's how I would book it. Like I would book Seth winning the belt and then saying, fuck this belt, this is trash, I don't want it. But that's not the way they're gonna do it. Like I'm with Egg. I think they're gonna troll everybody, have Brock win yet again, and just sign Brock for another 6 months and just keep doing the same thing.
Yeah, Lesnar's contract is always correlates whether you think he's going to win or lose this time. You know what I'm saying? If we all like really knew if he was going to jump to UFC, because that's seeming more and more kind of a gray area and might not happen, but he is like in the USADA pool, but since he's a previous violator,
I'm even starting to get fed up with that. Like how many times is Brock going to go back to UFC? Like,
right.
Going back there, he tests positive for stuff, and like he had said a bunch of times that he was done with UFC. So what is this whole thing with the UFC? Like I'm starting to get pissed off at Brock as much as I like him.
Well, as much as he doesn't work, he's probably making about $3 to $5 million to do all of these dates, which are not many, but they're still a lot for him. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He has a great deal. I don't know how he got Vince to like him that much that he has this great deal,
But Dana White likes
him.
Dana White likes him just as much, and he also brings in just as much, if not more, to the MMA world. And they're needing some headliners right now. They have some. I don't mean that, but Brock can get a huge fucking payday for one fucking fight and piece the fuck out like he wants to. You got to agree with me that Brock's close to the end of his career. We all know he doesn't care about it. He doesn't want to.
I've been saying that for like 2-3 years now.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. And especially, boys, I was texting you guys last night. YouTube, their WWE channel was showing like the top 20 WrestleMania matches, and one of them was Brock versus Kurt Angle when he fucking missed.
Oh man, yeah, I remember
concussion, whatever. But watching that Brock work was awesome. It was awesome. It was so cool to see Brock actually work and like look like he cared and like.
For everybody listening, go check that out.
Man, that was a fucking awesome match, and those guys both being wrestlers, there was like this. You could tell Brock was there with someone he truly liked and believed in. They were friends, and that wrestling background and lineage between them. He was there to work that night. Of course, he did not want to do that fucking flip or whatever, and it turned out fucking
Angle
weird.
Was so far on that move. I'm like,
yeah, bro. Set him up 75% across of the fucking ring with Angle.
I don't think Billy Kidman could have hit that.
No. Oh man, I love that dude. But yeah, watching that, I was like, oh, this is what I loved about, or one of the things I loved about watching Brock was his athleticism, seeing all that shit and his match work then. And in comparison to now, it's like, oh boy, he wants out, man. So soon he's gone soon. And we just don't know when it is, and if it's going to be at the very end of his contract. I don't see him losing at all and changing his role or gimmick. He's not chasing anybody until his contract's done. As soon as he loses that title, he is done in the WWE. I think he chases a Conor McGregor type payday, not as much, but a big enough payday. If Brock and John Jones or Brock and DC are in that ring, he can command a $7 to $10 million payday for literally 25 minutes or less of work versus a $3 to $5 million for a year of work. What makes sense to you if you're Brock Lesnar, and we all can kind of jump into that easily, that mindset? It's the one fight and go. And he might not even care about that fight. At this point in his career, it's about setting him up for the rest of his life and making money. And that's the scenario I see with him. None of what I said has any bearing on his match, because I don't know if his contract isn't over, then Lesnar wins, of course. And but if he loses, then I guarantee you that means his contract is up, and we'll see him in the UFC. So with that said, it's going to be Suplex City. We saw Seth Rollins take, I think, six fucking F5s on Raw. And Seth takes him good. He's a good ragdoll. He sells those motherfuckers great, which is, and again, boys, we started at the beginning. We were talking about how this match came together this card seemingly came together within the last couple of weeks or 2 months. This match is like the only one we knew of that since day one. Since Royal Rumble, this stayed as the marquee, not the headliner, obviously, but we knew about this. So there's no chance, no if, no ands, no buts. We know what's happening here. Brock Lesnar is probably going to win.
Just another quick thing about Seth versus Brock.
For sure.
I think it kind of exemplifies what the whole card is like. Like, who cares? Like, there's no reason. There's no reason for us to care about these two guys fighting. Like,
it's true. It means nothing.
Yeah, whoever wins, the other one's going to win on Monday Night Raw, so it's all fine. You know.
Like the wrestling that I remember, like, you would care like who wins and who loses. Like, I look at this match, I look at most of the matches on this card, like, regardless who wins, who loses, I really don't care.
Yeah. Man, I agree. What about you, Egg? What are you thinking? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, not a lot of matches I have a real vested interest in. I'm really into. I mean, I guess Kofi versus Bryan, I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah.
The rest, like, I don't care about Miz and Shane. I don't care about, Triple H Batista. I don't care about Lashley Finn. Joe and Ray should be good, but I think that's thin. That's not enough to really get you into watching the pay-per-view of the year, you know?
Man, could you imagine being there for 7 hours? That's a long fucking show, man. 7 hours.
I just want to add a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, brother. Pile it on.
I'm thinking back to what I was saying, like back in the day, like let's say like Bret Hart was my guy back in the day. like back in the day when Bret Hart was feuding with Shawn Michaels, I was like, fuck Shawn Michaels. I hated him. Like, even though this shit was fake, like I still was like, I hope he loses. Like, you had that that interest in who wins and who loses. Like when Shawn beat Bret in the Iron Man match, like I was really upset about that. Like, you look at stuff now when people win and lose, like, you just like, whatever. You don't really care one way or the other.
Keep talking because I'm coughing.
Now I'm all mad at Shawn Michaels. You just like
right. You reinvigorated that fire.
Now I'm all pissed at Shawn Michaels.
Or even let's go back to what I was saying earlier about they need more of those epic moments that we remember and we talk about. Like 10 years from now, if we're doing the BrahjCast, like, look at the past couple of years of WrestleMania. Is there anything we're going to be talking about 10 years from now? Like, not really. And I think they need more moments like that.
I agree.
I was talking about Bret. Go back to Bret versus Austin. When Bret had Austin in the sharpshooter and Austin's bleeding like a stuck pig.
Oh, man.
Those are images you remember forever. And, like, over the past 5 years, I don't know if I could even come up with 5 moments like that I'll remember a decade from now.
No, dude, the last big moment that I remember that sticks out in my brain was not the match. Just the stare down before the match between The Rock and
Hogan. Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
Last
Woo,
time
I wanted to
I
see
really
that.
remember a WrestleMania
Man.
moment, you know?
You just
Man.
set me off on another topic there.
Woo.
That goes right along with my point. Like,
The match was garbage. The stare
Trash.
down was awesome.
Trash.
the match wasn't great, but the stare down was awesome,
Woo.
and the crowd made that match amazing.
Fuck yeah.
Like the way the crowd turned on The Rock, because a lot of people forget this. The Rock hit this point where this John Cena, Roman Reigns point where people were sick of The Rock.
Yeah, fuck
So
it. It's Hollywood. Yeah.
So the people turned on The Rock in that match. They got all nostalgic for Hulk because that was Hulk's return match coming back from WCW.
Yes.
He was a bad guy.
Yeah, they were so on Hulk's side. They were so against The Rock. They made that match seem like an epic match, even though it was just a kind of mediocre match. And those are the types of things we're missing now. Like, we might actually get 5-star matches, but they're 5-star matches that nobody really cares or remembers.
I agree. They're bringing back Beth Phoenix this year. Woo-hoo-hoo. Stare down. I don't think so. What are some other awesome WrestleMania moments? They all seem to be in the teens and the 20s.
I got a WrestleMania moment that they robbed us of because it just triggered me because you said stare downs. Like one that I really wanted to see, and maybe a lot of other wrestling fans want to see, Undertaker versus Sting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They signed Sting, and people say, well, they were old. The match wasn't going to be good. The match didn't have to be good.
No.
Just them staring each other down for the first 2 minutes, the crowd going crazy, that would have been amazing.
Fuck yeah.
And then they just could have done their 2 or 3 signature moves. Match would have been over. Nobody would have cared.
Nobody would have cared. Just
To
get them in the ring together.
You'd still be going back just to watch that stare down.
What Sting would you want to see in the ring for that particular match?
Well, of course, the Crow Sting.
The Crow Sting. How badass was that? Boy?
But again, that's something that if it had happened 10 years from now, you'd go back and just look at that stare down over again, and that would have been an epic moment. They're just so bad at creating those epic moments now.
Yeah.
You guys got any other epic moments? I got to take a 2-minute bathroom break. Can you guys talk about some other cool WrestleMania moments?
Well, I'll let Ed go.
Fire it up. I'll let you know when I'm back, boys. You're live on the BrahjCast.
Go take your shit. Shit. What about, so I was thinking about WrestleMania 3. Of course, you had Hogan and Andre, but you had that great match between Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Randy Savage. I think about that. I think about a lot of even the matches on the first WrestleMania card. There was some moments there. I don't know. What the hell else were we just talking about?
We're talking about moments. But yeah, those early WrestleManias, I obviously didn't watch them when they happened, but I went back and watched a lot of I used to rent a lot of wrestling videotapes, and then I'd record them the old school way, when you set up 2 VCRs and you put the official VCR, the official tape in one VCR, and then the blank tape in the other.
The blank tape that you tore the little black part off of so you could use it for recording.
And I'd record these old WrestleManias and all these old pay-per-views, and I'd watch them over and over again. And maybe that's why I remember a lot of this stuff, but I think the reason I remember a lot of stuff is just they knew how to create those moments that'll last a lifetime, literally. And the past few years, I could probably think of 2 or 3 over the past few years. The Hardy Boys returning a few years ago was a good one.
Yeah, okay.
That was good pop.
That one.
Yep, good pop.
One that was memorable, maybe for the wrong reasons, was the Undertaker losing his streak, but at least it was memorable, so I'll give him that.
Did you guys, what about one of the best moments ever was Titus fucking, oh no, that wasn't WrestleMania.
It was a Rumble.
Damn it.
Definitely a memorable moment, though.
Yeah. God, was that fucking hilarious.
Freaking Titus.
I fucking was crying. I was laughing so goddamn hard.
No, Titus has never gotten that big of a reaction out of me.
All right, boys. Well, fucking A. The moment has arrived. The main event of the evening. Our 2.5-hour pre-show. Nice, man. We might clock in about 3 hours right when we're done with this bitch. The main event of the evening, Raw Women's Championship up for grabs. Ronda Rousey defending against Becky Lynch, the man, and Charlotte Flair in a triple threat match. Victor Negron went first last time, so it come off an egg. Let's hear your thoughts. Not necessarily your prediction, but your thoughts on this match.
Okay, my thoughts on the match. It should be the main event. You've got the probably single biggest draw in your company in it. So you got Ronda, figure she'd be in the main event. Flair, I always thought was kind of in there to take the pin, but now, we'll see, she's wearing a title. So, I mean, long and short of it is the man, Becky Lynch, needs to close WrestleMania holding Ronda's title above her head. I feel like it's a good fight. I feel like it's the only match. Really the only match that they've put a good amount of build into. They put a good amount of build into Kofi versus Bryant, but they did it just in the last 2 weeks. I love Ronda going rogue and going on social media, talking about how these girls are fake and she could legit kick their asses if she wanted to. I think that adds part to it. I don't see Ronda leaving with the belt. I also don't see her leaving the company either to go make babies, which the prediction was. Also, I know we brought this up earlier, but I'm calling work on the whole Dean Ambrose thing. He ain't going anywhere, I don't think. And Becky, in the end, weird jumble of everything. And man, I forgot what I was saying. Short-term memory.
Why? I don't get it.
That's why your video's got to be quick. You got to make people watch till the last second. You can't have any dead air, and you got to think anything can happen at any time. Why does Pepino Man not have 7,000 subs?
Oh, he will. He will. He's gonna fucking be famous.
Because you never know what you're gonna see. It could be anything, and it could be in the last seconds of the video too.
He went live just the other day, and I happened to be at work, and we were all sitting around, and I was like, "You boys want to see the number one in our community?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I right away, Pepino pops out, and what's he doing? He's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, BrahjCast?" And he just pulls up his shirt and starts playing with his nipples and shit. I was like, "Yep, there he is."
That's the king.
What I have to
That's
compete.
The king right
That's
there.
what I compete with. That's the king right there.
That's
the OAT.
The world heavyweight champion.
Fucking good shit. Well, speaking of world heavyweight champion, we heard your thoughts on the build up and the actual match itself. What are your thoughts, Victor Negron from Victor Negron's cards, on the Raw Women's Championship triple threat match?
This might shock you guys, but I don't hate this match.
Uh-oh. We got a face turn.
I'm in the camp that thinks it probably should have been just Becky versus Ronda.
Yep.
But I don't hate Charlotte being in there because I think it'll make it a good match. And honestly, I have no idea where they're going with this. I have no idea who's going to win. I think
I agree.
They're leaning towards Becky, but if they really want to throw a swerve, they could have Ronda just do what she said she's going to do and beat both of them. So it's kind of interesting to me.
A lot of the thoughts for me gravitate towards that earlier comment for Egg when he had mentioned about Ronda's baby making that rumor. I thought maybe that was true. She had mentioned that before back in her UFC days.
Put that on pay-per-view.
Right. Right, that would sell some tickets. That might be actually $60. That was so funny when she's like, I'll make you pay $60 to see this armbar. So you retard. You fucking
it's $9.99 a month.
It's $9.99 a month. Anyways. So her whole contract thing, I don't know, man. I don't know what the storyline, I don't know where they're going to go with any of this. This is all just so week to week. Things are changing. Like you said, too, we can't get a trifecta of Kofi, Seth, and Becky. I do think that is what the fans want. As a fan, it's not what I want. I'm not sold on Becky Lynch at all. You may have seen one of my videos. I emphasized the fact when she sold the fake knee at the Rumble. It's so horrible. I really don't think she has the mic skills. I don't think she has the clout to carry it on. I don't think she has. Listen to me. I'm nobody. This is just my opinion. I just don't think that it's gonna really go anywhere. And
Do you
for
think-
for WrestleMania moments, I would not put it past. And I don't know if we've ever seen it. Have we ever seen a champ, boys? Have we ever seen a champ, a double champ? If Charlotte wins and takes the Raw and has the SmackDown, have we ever seen that yet?
But didn't we establish that the other one is not on the line?
No, if Charlotte wins it, she's already already a title holder. So she is the only person that has the chance to come out as a double title holder.
I'm sorry, I'm a few years in.
For sure.
They've done things like the champ thing, you know?
It's like we're in a champ era, boys.
But honestly,
and she could lose it the next fucking day. Again, this is Mania is so hot because it can be followed up a day or 2 days later with another just super fucking flip, man. So anyway, I interrupted you, Egg. What were you thinking? Or Victor, what were you thinking?
I'm actually flip-flopping as I'm thinking here.
I like it. I like flippity flop. Tell me what you're thinking.
I was about to say that there's no way Charlotte wins, but they love Charlotte so much that they might just pull that off.
They love her, dude. They love her.
That's what I'm saying. Like this match is interesting to me just because I have no idea where they're going with it. So that's why I think it's actually a good main event, because we're all going to be wondering who they end up going with.
It's going to be so ugly, boys. It's going to be it's going to be a very, very poorly executed match. Just as far
botching, lots of botching.
Yeah, botchamania. Yeah. I don't see much flow. The move sets for all three don't work together to.
Well, they're going to do that typical triple threat thing where one of them stays outside for a while
for sure. But they're like boxers. Like Ronda's gonna hit him, and that's kind of what Becky does. Flair's got the move set and a huge set of titties. Hey, I've gotta say it, boys. When
she gets that
fucking figure eight, unbelievable. I don't know how she carries those bad boys around.
Do a Google image search after this. She's got some photos that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
you don't say.
Yeah, I think her cell phone got hacked or something.
Though. Oh, excellent! I shall be checking it out.
But it's one of those where she's got zero body fat anywhere on her body, except for the gigantic. But let me say one thing. I will say this, Victor. There is no way Flair wins this match.
Uh-oh.
She can't. I said Becky probably wins, if not Ronda. I say Flair is there to make the physical match better.
I can agree with that.
Ronda's not a good enough pro wrestler yet to have the main event at WrestleMania, even though Becky is very, very good. So I think Flair is in there to give it another wrinkle, to make it a little harder to predict, and to make the actual physical match go off better.
You better hope Vince ain't listening to this. He's like, I'll show him.
Well,
I'll change this whole thing up.
I already said Triple H and Roman Reigns were gonna win, and Lashley. So Vince should like me. He's got beef.
Man. Yeah, when you're talking about that classic triple threat, you hear Stephanie, even sounds like it. The only one who don't fuck with it is Shane. He's just like, fuck y'all niggas, look at my fucking shoes. He's got his shoe game is so fucking tight, dude. I love Shane's fucking shoes. Nobody else says anything. They're like, he just said the N-word. Is he going to address that? But wait, Chris, you're white.
So am I racist if I talk about the shoes?
Right.
If I feel like I am.
Right. I ended the word with an A.
So hard.
Right. I ended the video or the word with an A, not an ER. We're well past this. If you say it with an A, it's all good.
I was just thinking, out of all the Jordans he wears, he never wore my favorite ones, so fuck him.
Which ones?
I don't even know what they were called, the patent leather ones.
Like some of the earlier versions, first couple years, or are they later?
No, I think it was like when he made his return around 95, 96.
Okay.
They were
The only-
white with
Oh,
with
yeah.
black patent leather.
Yep.
Always wanted those.
Yeah, I never had those. I only owned one pair of Jordans, and they were like about I was in fucking 6th or 7th grade, boys. So we're talking mid 90s. They were like a all black pair with these red things on the shoelaces, like these little things you could push in or out that would slide up and like hold your shoes laces together. And they had red and white, like where the air thing was. I don't know what they're called now, but those are the ones. I used to always put them on my player in NBA 2K, whatever I was playing. Those things were fucking fire. Fireball. Anyway, how do we get to start talking about fucking Jordans? Oh, Shane. And Seth Rollins.
Such a dainty, sweet little voice that she's got, you know?
Man, the $1 billion princess. I remember when she went from fucking flat-chested to Charlotte Flair size, man. All of a sudden, she went with some $1 billion titties, man.
I'll say for about 6 months, Stephanie McMahon was, in my opinion, the hottest chick in WWE.
Dude, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. She grew on me. I don't know. Yeah.
I know what it was, and they grew on you.
Bazinga.
I'm talking about her titties.
In case you didn't know, we're talking about her titties. Victor Negron, what do you think about Stephanie McMahon's titties?
I was always more of a Stacy Keibler guy.
Oh my God, boys, legs for days.
How is
Girl
Tori
kissed
Wilson
me
in
on
the
the
Hall of
cheek.
Fame and not Stacy?
Man, this is when we're looking at people like Sable coming out naked as fuck, Tori damn near naked, and then you come out with old girl with the legs, Stacy Keibler. Man, that was a pleasant because all those chicks had gigantic boobs, and of course Stacy, she was the exact opposite, and it was nice. It was swell. I didn't mind it. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Sometimes it's just too much titty. You need to clear the palate.
It's too much titty.
And you guys both no-sold the fact that she kissed me.
Oh yeah, we did no-sell that one. Tell us all about that one.
Dude, at a show, and I was got to hang out with some of the wrestlers and stuff, and the guy thought it was kind of funny. He goes, "I'm gonna get Stacy Keibler to kiss you," and he asked her to kiss me, and she came over and kissed me on the cheek. That's all. I mean, I could make it a much better story, you know.
Like, how do you guys see this match going? Typical or fast? Do you think this is gonna be a fast match? I think it's gonna be a fast match. What are you thinking? Anybody? Crickets?
Oh well, like for the match time, I think that you remember you brought up Like a Hawk in his predictions, and one of them was how long this match would go. And I purposely predicted like lower than everyone else guessed. I think it'll go at a normal pace. I think the match itself will be shorter because Rhonda does shit fast. She talks fast. She walks to the ring fast. She does her promos fast, and oftentimes they still have time at the end. So her shit has run pretty quick. Again, I feel like Flair will carry the majority of it. And while before I saw Ronda wrestle for WWE, I thought, like, how is she going to sell for people? I just don't see her selling. When she started wrestling, I was like, man, she's selling for everybody. I mean, she was selling for, Fox and fucking, everybody in the division. So she'll take a beating from Mandy Rose if she needs to. So I think she's just like any other wrestler when she gets out there, a normal fucking clothesline over the top rope or big kick or big, finishing move or whatever, and she'll be outside chilling out for a while.
Okay.
She sells.
Yeah, when you're saying it like that and you bring up some of her old, I forgot that she did go against some of the Riot Squad shit. Yeah, she was,
she sold for Liv Morgan.
You're right. I'm thinking of more of a Brock-esque, nature that, you're right. She does sell, not like Brock.
She sold for Holly Holm.
Oh! Fucking wah, wah. That was fucking on point. Probably the greatest thing I've heard all night.
Comment
You
of the
sold
day.
that so good. Comments are just gonna fucking light up.
I hope so.
That was fucking awesome. So, man, this is a tough one. As all the other matches have been kind of easy to predict, being a fast match, man, this is a hard one to predict.
20 minutes.
20 minutes? I think it's
Yeah,
going to
20
be
minutes.
half that. I think that the
20
Brock Seth, we got Daniel Kofi, Brock Seth. Yeah, this one will be quicker.
18 to 22 minutes.
There it is. Look at that. That's a narrow window for them to hit. So I guess for official predictions on the headline match, Victor Negron, who do you think for WrestleMania 35 at least, who walks away with the title?
Damn it, man.
Go pick me first.
You know what? Let's talk about Like a Hawk again. On his contest, I predicted Becky. But sitting here, I'm actually going to change my mind.
There you go. Talking amongst. Go ahead.
I think they're going to go with Ronda.
Okay.
What changed your mind? What are you thinking about that?
Just WWE always trolling us.
They do. They troll the shit out of us.
And also, I think, like, I don't know, something about it just feels like they're not done with her. Like, they still want her to be like that Brock Lesnar type chick. Like, I still think they want to bring her back and use her more as, like, this unbeatable chick. So I don't know. Somehow I got convinced that Ronda's going to win.
All right. So Victor Negron, you heard it right here. Victor Negron from Victor Negron's card says Ronda Rousey walks out with her belt. What about you, It Come for Egg?
Becky. Sorry.
Any particular reason why or anything to
Because
go
when
follow
Becky
up?
Lynch first debuted, I hadn't really heard her talk. And my wife and I were watching Raw, and Becky cut her very first promo we ever heard. And she goes, "Oh, she's hearing impaired."
Oh,
I'm like, "No, she's not. That's just her Irish accent." But I think Becky's got the world at her feet right now. And I think she's better on the mic than people give her credit for. And I think that if you're mediocre on the mic, but the fans are behind you, they can help push your interviews and mic time. So, Becky.
all right. That's a bit better of an answer. So we got one for Ronda, one for Becky. And I'm going to make this super fucking interesting, boys. I'm going to put one up.
Charlotte.
We're going champ. We're in the era of champs. I think Charlotte gets it, and I think she loses one of the titles on whatever fucking show the plan is. So you heard it here
Rob
first.
Van Dam, RVD, was a champ.
Yes, so was
And then he
Jericho.
got caught with marijuana in his car, and they made him lose one title the next day and one title the day after.
Marijuana.
Because it's bad.
Jericho was the champ. He unified the titles. That was fucking cool.
Yep. Yeah, the first unified champ. And then I remember,
guess who took it off?
Randy Orton was carrying two champs for a while, too.
Hey, guys, who took it off Jericho? Guess.
Eddie Guerrero.
Triple H.
Oh, shit.
Of course.
I just thought about this, though, boys. We got a Universal Championship for the boys. If a woman holds both, why not have a Universal? Maybe we're going to see a Women's Universal Championship. We're in an era of Me Too and women power. We got women's tag team titles now. We don't have a Women's Universal. We have an official, Raw and SmackDown. What if one woman holds both titles, so they just make her the king of both shows like it should be? And then they fucking have cool little tournaments, split up. Oh, boys. I should be writing for this shit.
Yeah, you're getting way too complicated for them.
Way too complicated for them, that's for sure. We got to keep.
We're thinking way more about the product than they do.
Exactly. Right. So there you have it. One for Ronda, one for Becky, one for Charlotte. Pretty much the only one we were all split on. Pretty much majority decisions on the rest of the card. Lots of Cinderella stories. The three big ones being Bryant, Kofi, Brock, and Seth, and of course Becky's run at Ronda. And then, of course, we've got a couple of possible sideshow Bobs with Miz's dad being on the side and Rey Mysterio Bros kid being on the side. So we might have some interesting moments there.
Is
and
Undertaker showing up?
I don't think the Undertaker's showing up, but who might be showing up, and you might have heard it here, broke first on the BrahjCast. Maybe they'll show a graphic on it during WrestleMania, how they show how Yahoo broke this news and someone else broke this news. Maybe they'll put the BrahjCast up for a come of an egg, breaking the news that John motherfucking Cena might be the one who's taking on Kurt Angle. That's the biggest fucking the biggest moment I think they might have that night, and I'd love to see that. So
that would be sick, but I'm not going to take any credit for that. I watch a lot of sports card channels, but I also watch a lot of pro wrestling channels. So there's several channels that beat me to breaking that news.
So, boys, that being said, this is the final moment to tell the millions. Give them your final thoughts, Jerry Springer style, on WrestleMania, on tonight, and everything else in life. We'll start with Victor Negron. We'll put you on the spot, my friend. What do you want to say to the millions?
I'll just say this. If you made it through this whole thing, I love you. And if you make it through all of WrestleMania, God bless you, because I'm not sure if I'm going to.
No shit. He's a man of few words, my friends. Come with an egg. Some closing thoughts, some final thoughts on WrestleMania.
I can't wait to join in the Kofi Kingston celebration and or the Becky Lynch celebration when they win their world titles. So that way I'm going to sound like I'm excited about it. While the rest of the card I could give two shits about, really, but I'm going to watch because I always watch. They got me addicted. Mm-hmm. So no matter what the hell they put out there, I'm going to watch it. Still think it's going to be a good show. Still think this was an epic BrahjCast, maybe the longest BrahjCast of all time.
I think so.
Means best, right?
I think so. So that's it, boys. We're going to say goodbye to the millions. I'll let everybody know. Spread that love, spread that positivity. Make sure you be good people out there, and we will holler at you next time. All right, boys, that's it for reals. I'm going to end it right now, so I'll holler at you guys later.
All right, guys.
Later, brothers.
Peace.
Say it with me now, what's going down? Chris from the BrahjCast bringing the sound. Yeah, best in the game, Canseco should be his name. Straight from Little League to YouTube Hall of Fame. On top with the tops and the top hat. Can't stop, too high, you should know that. The champ in the world of podcast, Mail day, car breaks, bars for days. Collect everything, funny face, crazy names. Subscribe now, come get a taste, hey. Spreading the love and positivity. Sunday night is BFRG. Surprise, surprise, never know what it gon' be. Click fast, don't miss out. BrahjCast, say it with me now.